Heyo, let's go. Let's go. We're live. Jump right on in, people. Jump right on in. Feet first, head first. Just jump on in. That's how we do it. Like the old days. You just jump right in. When I learned how to swim, it's because somebody just they just threw me in the deep end. They're like, yeah, you're going to swim. That's how I grew up. You're going to swim. There was no coddling. There was no stepwise progression. There was no training. Nope. In the water. You're going to swim. That's it. That's what we do here. It's better for everybody. There's no participation trophies. Everybody doesn't win. Not in their game. Their game it's not set up for anybody to win. There's no winners and losers. If you're playing their game, you're a loser. That's the trick of the system. It really only takes, they'll tempt you. They'll lure you in with fancy things. No, get a job. Go to school. Be a good citizen. They'll bring you in with those things. But it only really takes in the end. It takes more than it gives. That's the key. It's like a casino. You think you could win? Yeah, okay. There's the outliers. You might hit the jackpot. You might be that person. You might get lucky. Like all those Asians, they play that game. It's called Keno. Okay, you might win here and there. But in the end, the house always wins. That's the trick. It's a fucking Ponzi scheme. That's the whole system, this whole world that they've created for you. It's a Ponzi scheme. It really doesn't produce. It only takes you produce. You, humanity, man, woman, you produce. The system doesn't produce a damn thing. It's like a mafia. You're going to pay tribute. You're going to pay them for protection. Protection from them. When Guido and Paulie show up at your door, like two guineas from North Jersey, when Tony Soprano shows up, and he says, yeah, you're going to pay us for protection. Yeah, you need protection from them. That's this whole system. It's a mafioso. These are governments. It's families, bloodlines, gangs, organizations, groups. They're running this thing. Governments are just puppet structures. The system doesn't give, it only takes. It exploits your creative abilities. That's all. Don't be fooled. Don't be tricked. You don't need it. You never did. It's not helping you. It's not helping your family. And it's okay. It's okay. You understand? There's not anything wrong with you if you're an outsider. All right. Shall we get started? Shall we do that? I think I'm ready. I'm back to using honey in my coffee. I'm off the sugar. I mean, we know honey's still sugar. But I will say I do feel a difference. Like, it doesn't feel as gross. It just could all be mental, but I still have the coffee. I put my butter in there. And then I was using sugar, mainly for convenience and cost effectiveness. But this time I'm like, let me do the honey thing. And I'm like, I like it better. I don't know. I feel less cracked out after drinking it. Like I said, it just could all be psychological. Who knows? Ideally, I wouldn't have to drink coffee in the morning. I would just wake up and I'd just be ready to go like some of these people. Or I would make myself a nice, green drink, maybe a protein shake, but like all natural. I'm not quite there. That's not the part of my life that I'm in. I'm less concerned about those things right now. I go through phases, which is probably better, especially when it comes to nutrition and diet. It's probably better to phase in and out of things, especially dependent on the seasons. You eat different things depending on the season. That's not what our modern society has us doing. We just eat the same things all the time, over and over and over again. That's not natural. There's nothing natural about that. All right. All right, okay. We'll get on with it. You never know what the show is going to bring. Like yesterday, we had our new friend Graphics come up. He's really not a new friend, he's an old friend. But it was the first time we got to meet him. If you missed it, it was the end of yesterday's show where all you lovely guys and dolls got to see me, yours truly, have some nice discourse with Mr. Graphics. It was interesting. It's a similar theme I find with certain individuals. Like I look at Graphics, much like some others at this channel, and if I'm to be honest, real, I don't think someone like Graphics will ever get by that cog diss. They'll never get by that. And I don't want to like be a fatalist. I'm just going to speak frankly. There's certain individuals I can tell by the presentation, by their energy, that they're I don't know. I don't know, Graphics, if you hear this, but I don't mean you specifically. I mean those like you. There's a presentation that kind of like I could just tell. It's almost like you, Steve, the head motherfucker in charge. HMFIC. Like you'll entertain me. You'll come here. You'll entertain me. My thoughts, those of others here at the channel. You'll entertain some of our understandings and the things that we accept. You'll do it intellectually. You'll do it in a way where you'll recognize what we say, but it doesn't seem like you could really internalize it. Yeah, Heidi, exactly. It's about eyes to see and ears to hear. Right? Eyes that can't see, ears that can't hear. I could just tell there's just a presentation, whether it's an ego thing from you guys, whether it's a persona. There seems to be a block that you have consciously, spiritually, and otherwise. Seems to be preventing certain individuals from really facing reality, being real with themselves. And like I said to Mr. Graphics yesterday, I asked him, like, are you ready for truth? Because people say, well, I want the truth. I want to know whatever truth is. Well, begs the question, are you really able to handle the truth? Do you want to see beyond the lies? Because as I pointed out to him, it's not without consequence. I think that's why so many people choose the illusion. Was that a Guns N' Roses album? Choose Your Illusion? I wonder what they were saying there. They choose the illusion. Even adults. You would think a part of maturation would be to get beyond that. But we still have this fantasy that there's an authority figure with answers that's benevolent, whether it's God, quote unquote God, whether it's government, whether it's some church, community leaders, whatever it is. We still want to look to an authority figure for answers, for governance. To be ruled. It's infantile, it's immature. It's very likely engineered. My inclination is that traditionally men were not like this, men and women. I don't know. I can only assume and conjecture. And again, very likely it was conditioned, engineered in us. Look at the church, various religions. People want to look to an overarching leadership structure for answers. But even on the most fundamental things in life, they want to look to the overarching structure for concepts and ideas of right and wrong, for morality. People want to be told what's right and what's wrong. I don't think these are things that could be answered by any overarching structure. These are things you must discover on your own. Right and wrong, truth. Really is a kick. No doubt about it. Was that it, Moonlight? Was it Use Your Illusion by by Guns N' Roses? Not Lose Your Illusion. Use Your Illusion. I'd have to look that up. I'm not sure. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. All right, maybe we'll get the show started. What is today? It's Wednesday. September 3rd. Hey, it's mid-September. This is the time of year I like. This is when I like where I live. I'll do it eventually. I'm gonna get my life to a point where I'm gonna follow the weather, the seasons around. When wintertime comes, you're gonna see me. You're gonna see me going southward. I don't know if it'll be this year, but I'm gonna get my life to a point where when you see January and February and March hit, you're gonna see my ass probably down in like a Florida, South Carolina area. And then the same thing. Dead of summer, you're going to see my ass go north, back to the Rocky Mountains of Vermont. I used to live in Vermont for a number of years. Anybody who's ever been there understands what a really pleasant place it is. It's nice to be in the mountains, especially when it's warm out. Not so much when it's, super cold and there's snow everywhere. But there's a quaintness with that too. And there's it could be enjoyable in a way. But yeah. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna follow the weather. I'm not just gonna plant. I'm not gonna be one of these people who just plant myself in one place and just stay there forever. I don't think that's really natural. It's because it requires too much effort to overcome the elements, the weather. It's too much energy to stay cool in the summer and to stay warm in the winter. And I don't really see it as a natural state of man. I think it's more natural to move around with the weather. I'm just saying. All right, maybe we'll get the show started. It's about that time. Let's get going, everybody. Yeah. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Ustedes. All right, let's do the opening. Good morning, everybody. Grand Rising and Grand Approach. Welcome back to Z Show. Welcome, lovely guys and dolls. You found your way here. Welcome. Settle in. We do it every weekday morning, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, generally. And we are broadcasting live and in living color all around the level horizontal realm. People of Earth, how are you? Welcome. We're going to have a great day today. We're going to meet some special guests, probably. We're going to talk about some high-level enlightening stuff. We'll probably do some potty humor. Just is what it is, guys. It's my show, not yours. Keep your comments to yourself. Or not. I don't give a fuck either way. Welcome. Let's see who's here. Who's in the chat? Who do we have? Yep. I already heard you. I don't need to do the opening twice. Who's here? As always, music holds a secret. Coming in early with a Beatles quote. Happy to be that way. You keep all your money in a big brown bag inside the zoo. Nothing to do. And then an America quote. Nice. Good stuff. Music holds a secret. Coming at us. Random fan checking in early. Much love. Capricorny. Howdy. Mr. Snafu Snaps coming in. Yes, the optics are high. Heidi Divine Spirit 313 greeting this morning. Hi, Heidi. Steph Davis coming in. Much love. Big Drink Tea. What's up to you, sir? Mr. Access Rap Blood checking in. We listened to your music yesterday, Access. I liked it. 25% of my audience left, and then the other 99% was like claiming that the music made them want to off themselves. And they were conjecturing if that was the point of the music. And I'm trying to make people understand does the music make you feel something? I like Rap Blood's music. And then I was trying to look up your old band, Rap Blood. What is it? The Thrill Kill Cult? Is that what you said? I got to look into that. Maybe we'll explore more of Rap Blood's music. It's not for everybody, but you have to like that stuff. See, I like the industrial rock music, Rap Blood. I like Trent Reznor. I like Marilyn Manson. And they're just kind of like corporate sellout puppets, I know. But I like the genre. I'm into it. So we'll see more. Maybe we'll check out that old band of yours at some point. Free Finger. Like Rap Blood, can I find like your old band music like on like iTunes and shit? I don't know. What do I know? Three Fingers coming at you. Yeah. Cadence, welcome. I think I said hi to Capricorn. Good morning. Open your eyes. Connect dots. Coming in nice and early. Good to see you. Solver Mist in the house. Somewhere in time. Yes, it's a good day to have a great day. You said it. You said it. Nuba in the house. He says, can't stay. Just a quick hello and like. Much love and many blessings. Back to you, Nuba. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well down there. I want to know more about Nuba. That's the thing. Nuba keeps a mystique about him. But we want to see a day in the life of Nuba. Maybe you'll show us that. Your life's probably more interesting than some may think, and probably a lot less interesting than I think. But somewhere in the middle, you might be able to give us something that we could use. Because it seems like you're running around Australia trying to figure stuff out. Who knows? Joe Moore says, wake and bake. There you go, Joe Moore. Starting your day off with a little wake and bake. Not me. If I woke up and like took a big hit of weed, it would just, it would just be different, I guess. I can't handle mind-altering substances really anymore. Psychotropic substances. I can't do it. I'm too out of control. Like I don't like to relinquish like the control over my mind. People are like, oh, is he a control freak? No, I'm not trying to control the world around me. I want to control my internal space. Some of you people just twist anything in a way to pretty much disparage somebody. It's control over one's internal world. If you want to exert control, that should very likely be the pursuit. Is control over one's internal world. Probably the only thing you could even attempt to control. So when I take these psychotropes, which is basically anything that affects your consciousness, I just I'm less and less interested in it as time goes on. Really, I can go into that more and more, but I'll save it for now. Who else is here? Who else is here? Who else is here? Yeah, Moonlight says, use your illusion. Much love, Moonlight in the house. What are you saying somewhere in time? Hot news out of Mexico overnight. Mummies stayed, non-human DNA, multiple tests. This one should get interesting. Not sure what you mean there somewhere in time, but thanks for that. So you're in Mexico, huh? Like New Mexico or Mexico somewhere in time? Interesting. Nuba says, I rewatched Transcendence yesterday. I'm kind of down for AI just taking over the show at this point. Venus Project's done. Nuba, you want AI to just take over everything of this whole civilization and society? It might be running it anyway, man. This whole thing might have been an AI construct, like forever. Now we're just finding out about it. I don't want to conjecture. I'm tired of theories. You guys can pick that up from my conversation yesterday with Mr. Graphics. I'm done with theories. Okay, fine. We could all have our little theories. You know, I think this, and it's my theory. Okay. Theories are great. But what's reality? What can we prove? What can we show? What are we experiencing? What's demonstrable? That's what I'm really interested in. Theories are fun. Conjecture's fun. It's worthy to pursue these thoughts, but everybody's got a fucking theory. Everybody's their own theory on things. Less interested in that. Just saying. Sterling Ray coming in. Steph Davis says, I hitchhiked this country at 49. Now I want to do it in an RV. Come pick me up, Steph Davis. We'll hang out in that RV together. I'm sure we could find a lot of ways to spend time in that RV. Just saying. Sovereign says, Z, tell us about the electricity in the human body and if grounding has any correlation. Well, I don't know, Sovereign Mist. I could. I feel less inclined to do that right now for some reason, but all I could say to you is you are an electrical being. This is very likely an electrical realm from the top down. The very foundation, the physics of this world seem to be electric in nature, electrostatic, electromagnetic. Your body's no different. You're interacting electrically with this whole realm. So if you look at it from that perspective, it'll give you an idea about, as you said, grounding and how to proceed. The possible effects of all this electromagnetic energy in the air, radio waves, stuff like that. You know, I can go into it more if you want, but when I say you're electrical, I mean it's demonstrable. You have an electrical charge that you could measure. That's what I said about getting beyond theory, guys. When I tell you you're electrical, it's because you can measure the electrical activity of your body. See what I mean? It's not theory. It's not being like, it's not some airy-fairy thing. You're electrical because it's demonstrable. So we can go into it more at some point, Sovereign Mist. Exus Raplet says the name of his band is Thrill Kill Cult. Gotcha. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's what it said or not. The Thrill Kill Cult. Heidi's saying a bunch of stuff. Moonlight says, Z, have you watched Ari Sharif's newest comedy special, Jew? No. I don't know who Ari Shafar. I don't know who that is. Very Jewish name, though. I like Jewish comedians, but the reality is, Moonlight, when you say new comedy special, there's really no new comedians that I'm really interested in. I can't tell you the last time I sat down and watched like a comedy special from a new comedian. They're really not typically funny to me. I'm already like, I've already had like comedy like burned into me from like a golden age of comedy. 80s, 90s, early 2000s. I've seen all the previous stuff. Let's go with it. 70s, 60s. There's too much. I've already seen what comedy could be. That seems like it's reached its pinnacle, like music. It's the same way I'm really not listening to many new bands. I'm not saying that they're like all suck, but anything produced by the system, I'm not really super interested in. And so, like, I've seen comedy at its finest. To me, to have really good comedy, there could be no restrictions, no censorship. For something to be funny, people have to go there. It needs to be risque. It needs to ruffle feathers. For something to be truly, it goes back to what I always say about two sides of the same coin, the comedy, tragedy, duality, and dichotomy. You can't be funny without also being a little bit kind of hurtful at the same time. I know that sounds weird. It just is the way it is. This goes back to the beginning. Look at the Three Stooges. Early comedy in, movies and television and stuff and film. Like, what are you laughing at? Guys are falling down, you're laughing. The guy gets hit in the head with an anvil, you're laughing. You poke some, they poke him in the eyes. These are violent. This is violence. It's violence. It's harm. Most slapping everybody in the face. Comedy is based on tragedy. We live in a world, in a society that's trying to tell you that that's not true. Like, you need to be careful of everybody's feelings, and that's hate speech. Okay, fine. Well, your comedy's gone then. There's no humor. Humor's gone. Comedy's gone. So I'm not really inclined to listen to these new comedians. I'm just not. What else is here? Rocky Shepherd. This is Lift to Experience. These are the days. 2017 mix. Okay. Who else? Someone time says Mexico City. Okay. Cliff in the house. Buongiorno, good sir. Sovereign says, Z, do you still sleep on the ground? Sometimes. Last night I did. He says, or your hammock. I switch it up. Like last night I slept on the ground. Like right on the ground. It depends what kind of mood I'm in, where I'm at. What I don't do is sleep on a bed. I can't tell you the last time I slept on a bed. When I say it's been years, it's been years. Cricky Moose says, do you have the cricket or do I? I'm hearing it. I'm not hearing it now, but it was here earlier this morning. So it's cricket time around me, everybody. All right. Musical to Secret says Brian O'Shea is a new comedian. I guess so. Christy Lee Doll's in the house. Much love, much love. Yeah, Freedom Grower says, safe comedy. It's not funny. It's just not, guys. Just the way it is. Yeah, our pool in the house. Sack Talcott instead of Jack Talcott. It's just a sack of nuts. Oh God, that is a disgusting picture, by the way, of testicles. Your icon is a testicle. I don't even want to put it on my screen. Christy Lee Doll says, "You don't sleep on a bed?" Well, that's surprising. No, I don't sleep on a bed, Christy Lee Dolls. However, I'd probably make an exception for you. But if you and I were in a bed together, there'd probably be not a lot of sleeping going on. Just saying. No, I don't sleep on beds. I'm not a bed sleeper guy. Yeah. Freedom Grower says, "How come one ball always hangs lower than the other?" It's a great question, Freedom Grower. Like, why? Like, why exactly? Sack Talcott says, "They're my testicles, Z." I have a hard time believing that, but maybe. Yeah, it's a weird thing about testicles. The family jewels, so to speak. Why are we talking about testicles? Oh yeah, because your icon's a testicle. Oh my God, can you please change, Sack Talcott? Can you please change your icon to something? I almost want to block you, so I don't have to look at that icon of testicles. Sperm needs lower temps. Christy Lee Doll says, "Why do some men have no balls?" And Christy Lee, you would know. I'm going to tell you why. Ready, Christy Lee Dolls? Because these guys you're dealing with, these guys that are so masculine. Hey, Christy Lee Dolls. And you wonder why the guys you're dating have no hair either? It's because they're on exogenous testosterone treatment. What's that, Z? It means they're on steroids, Christy. You get it? These guys you're dealing with that are just high testosterone, that are trying to run through you, that you think you're going to secure a future with, and who really just want to fuck your brains out, they're on TRT. It's testosterone treatment, Christy. It shrinks your nuts. It makes them go to zero. You get it, Christy Lee? They have no nuts because they're taking testosterone. It shrinks your testes. Look at our friend Hard Hat. Told us, our Canadian friend Hard Hat, who's admitted to be on exogenous testosterone for years and years. He has no testes. They shrink up. You want to see how tell you how it works? He's going to tell you how it works. Ready? Your testes are glands. Like any glands, they're a part of your endocrine system. Your glands produce your hormones, again, which is part of your endocrine system, one of the body systems that works in harmony and synchrony with all the other systems in your body. When you take hormones, it's called exogenous. When you take outside hormones and then introduce them to your body, those glands that typically produce said hormone no longer have the need to produce them. The body senses that. It has feedback mechanisms that keep everything in homeostasis. If your testes produce your testosterone, you see the link there? Testes, testosterone, just saying. And you're taking exogenous testosterone, which means you're getting it from outside into your body. The testes know they no longer need to produce those. So they atrophy. Any gland will do that if you're taking that particular hormone that it produces from an outside source. The gland atrophies. In the case of men, their testicles shrink because they're no longer needed. Thus the small testes. Caden says, "Wow, that's wow. A lot of women don't know this. A lot of women don't know this." Just saying. Small testes. Z's not on TRT. There's ways to increase your testosterone naturally, gentlemen, if you're listening to this. One of the ways is to work on building certain muscles in your body, namely your core, your legs, certain muscles in your legs. in your abdomen, your lower back. A lot of guys go to the gym. They're doing. I'm dropping the link for Moose. Anybody else can come up if they want. Links for you, Mr. Moosey Boy. Right, Freedom Grow says it's true. Increase T naturally. There's things you could do as a guy. You see, look, this medical system, they're not going to help you out. They're not going to tell you. If you go to your doctor and you're like, Doc, I'm like 40, like me. I'm going to be 45 in 2 weeks. 45 in 2 weeks. If you go to your doctor and you're like, oh, Doc, I'm tired. My sex drive's down. I'm irritable. Well, the doctor's going to say, well, you're in your mid-40s. Let's do a blood test. They're going to take your blood. They're going to say, you have low testosterone, sir. Your testosterone's very low. You're going to go, oh, shit, Doc, what do I do? Low testosterone. They're going to hear you. What are we going to do? We're going to give you this TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. They're going to give you cream to rub on yourself, pills to take. Sometimes you can do it with a needle. And you're going to take the testosterone, the synthetic testosterone. And all of a sudden, you're going to feel like, yeah. All of a sudden, erections are going to be through the roof. Oh, I haven't had an erection like this in 20 years. You're going to be banging your wife out. Now, she's already been, as your testosterone went down for all those years, she's been getting banged out, just not by you. Just realize that, guys. Somebody's taking care of her. Somebody's beating the brakes off your wife. Just saying. But now all of a sudden, you're all raged up. You're waking your wife up in the middle of the night before work. You're trying to fuck her. She's like, what are you doing? We don't do this anymore. We haven't done this in years. Hello, guest backstage. What's up, man? I'm going to bring it back up in a couple minutes. Let me finish my little diatribe on TRT. Where was I? Right. So then you got all this testosterone. Your wife's not fucking you. Now all of a sudden you're like looking around at your job. You're working at somewhere, some corporation. Now you're getting involved with like the chick that's works the front desk. Or like you go to your gym, you go to your Planet Fitness. Now you start kicking game or whoever. You find some skag. Now you're in an affair. Your hair starts going bye-bye because you lose your hair. And next thing you know, your dick works, but your balls shrink. Now you develop high cholesterol. You gain a bunch of weight around the belly usually. That's where guys gain their weight. You gain what's called brown fat, which is more of a visceral type of fat. You get high blood pressure. You likely become diabetic or pre-diabetic. You develop what's called metabolic syndrome. Your arteries start to clog. Your kidneys start to break down, particularly your kidneys. And you basically just fast-tracked yourself to a litany of health issues. Just because there's some doctor was like, I could help you. Medical science is going to solve all your problems. Don't worry. Don't do anything. Don't get active. Don't just go do squats. Don't go to the gym. Don't start eating better. No. Medical science is going to tell you they're going to fix all your problems. And then, you have Christy Lee dolls being like, all these guys that I meet on these online sites, they have no balls. Yeah. Z's telling you. Christy Lee dolls says, that's the type of person you're referring to is not the type I date. Christy, I told you, your problem is you're dating. You got to lose that term, dating. Stop dating. Stop dating. Because Christy Lee's asked me, what do I do? We've seen her in chat. What do I do, Z? What do I do? Dating's not working out because dating doesn't work out. I'm that guy. This is me. I've always been like this. I'm the guy you really don't want advice from because I'm going to hold you accountable. Everybody wants to just put the little fires out. They want to deal with the symptoms of everything. Christy Lee wants to ask me how to date better. And then I just say, stop dating. And it blows her mind. Like, well, what do you mean? I don't understand. Right? Well, I don't know why you're dating guys that are born without balls, Christy. Just saying. Are you there, Moose? Yeah, he's there. Do I have music for you, Moose? I forget. I don't know. Anyway, let's bring him up. All right, so let me prep the crowd. So Moose kind of like had a hissy fit on my show about a week ago. It seemed to be staged, Moose. I was going in on Yurt because Yurt was being a little punk like he literally always does. And then Yurt was kind of caping for Moose. Are you in Confederate? Sorry. Moose was caping for Yurt. And I was wondering, are you in some confederation with Yurt, Mr. Moose? But then I took it to the next perspective. And then Moose Rage quit my show and he put some stuff in the chat. And then I conjectured that Moose is going through some life issues. But I sometimes do that, Moose. I jump ahead of myself and I don't want to, make any assumptions. So let's bring you up. Moose, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you.
What's going on? Now I'm not a man of my word because I said I wasn't going to come back, but it was all for the show. No, seriously though, the reason why I spurred out on you is because I'm kind of tired of the people that follow you because many of the people that follow you
Moose,
are the
makes
people
two
that
of
follow.
us. Hold on. That doesn't mean everybody in my chat, but there's people here who I'm tired of, but I tolerate them because I don't want to just say, get the fuck away, because they're here for a reason, Moose. They're here for, go ahead. I don't want to step on you, but I agree with you. Go ahead, please.
Well, because ever since I had that spat or whatever with what's his face, I've been getting a bunch of thumbs down. I've been getting a bunch of like nasty comments. I'm just kind of over the community. Like there's some people here that I really like, and I like coming up here and sharing my experiences and stuff. But the shit I share here ends up coming around and people start talking, it just it's gotten to the point where I'm so frustrated with the lack of intelligence that many of these people have that I just kind of spurred out. I just kind of like a computer that can't process the fact that people are so dumb. All my circuits just kind of went, and I and I was kind of just trying to commit metaversal suicide.
It's understandable, Moose. I get it. I'm going to give you my take on it. Over time, these so-called communities will kind of settle into their own lanes. People will end up where they're supposed to be over time. I think of this as a lot of process, but if you look at this as a long game over months and years, assuming that these, like YouTube and these other sources, will let us continue doing this, I kind of think everything will just sift out, settle, so to speak. It's kind of like if you take something and you mix it up. Like if you take a body of water and you mix it up, everything just sort of disperses and diffuses. But what happens over time? Things sift and settle to like their layer. Things tend to seek equilibrium. And I think that's what's going to happen here in the, what is that, a trail that you're on? Is that like a little bridge or something that I'm seeing there behind your house? What is that?
Oh, this is the path down to the ocean. But
It looks really nice, man.
it's pretty fucking nice. Down here though, I actually fucking wiped out the other day with it was the first time I ever like fell with my daughter. I was walking down here and there's some seaweed and she tried to jump out of my arms and I straight up like smacked the ground so hard that I have a bruise all the way up my back and she actually flew out of my arms and she smacked the ground as well. I thought I was gonna, for the first time, I thought I was in some fucking hot water. I thought as a father, I was going to the emergency room. She was screaming. I was screaming. Uh, it was, if you thought I spurred out here, holy fuck. Because out here, nobody can hear you scream. Nobody can hear, like, there's nobody around here. Nobody's going to save you. And I didn't have a car at the time. So it was even worse because my wife was at the store and I'm like, holy fuck, I might need an ambulance. So, but anyways, yeah, it's a nice spot. But it's good to be back. I really everything in my life outside of the metaverse is going great. Amazing actually. It's just I have to find my place here, especially since somebody went out of their way and bought me subscribers. Uh so now my subscriber count is like through the roof. I figure my channel's gonna get shut down anyways.
Interesting. What do you mean somebody went out of their way and bought you subscribers? What do you mean?
Well, I'm just guessing because I had 278 subscribers, and all of a sudden I started seeing my subscriber count jump. It said I had 15 extra subscribers, right? But I actually lost 20 subscribers. So I was like, okay, the numbers don't make sense anyways. And then all of a sudden it jumped from 20 subscribers down to 70 subscribers up. And then all of a sudden I woke up the next morning, it's 1,300 or whatever. And everybody's thinking that
Right.
I bought them, but I still have a strike on my channel. So I don't get any of the benefits of having 1,000 subscribers. I don't have the watch time. I don't have like none of that shit helps me. It just makes me look like a jackass. So my thought was somebody out there is, deliberately is fucking with me. Because along with that, I can show you where none of my videos have any thumbs down, and then all of a sudden that shit happened, and now every single video I post, or even if it's a dumb video, I get thumbs down for everything now. So it's just weird, dude. These people are like,
I
they're little
know.
followers,
You're feeling a
dude.
certain way about it, Moose. You're feeling a certain way about it, and I understand that. I would just say work through it, dude. Go ahead, keep going. Because somebody just put. Is there somebody backstage? Let me let them up and see. I won't leave them up too long if they're a miscreant, all right? Let me see. I don't really feel like screaming and I don't feel like hearing people scream at each other right now. And I know what Moose is going through. I don't want to just I don't want to sandbag Moose right now because I know he's going through stuff. Let's let somebody. Who is this? This is Nazi Me Too victim. Is this going to be Mars Life?
Nah, it's Snafu.
The optics are high. Mr. Moose is right. Hey, he is right though. His channel got hit after he kind of stood up against Pogo Hornet Nest, Polly and his peeps and stuff. So Moose, you'll find your space. You'll do your thing. Mr. Z, as always, I just want to say hello, and it's good to see you, brother.
What's up, Snafu? How's things going in your world? And then, yeah, let's keep it on Moose, man. So here's what I'll say, Moose.
Stood his ground. Moose stood his ground, and that's why he's dealing with what he's dealing with.
Right. Moose, I think you'll find the impact is going to be much less than you may think, dude. In the end, the audience is looking for things. And, yeah, I'm playing Snafu's. It's been a while since I was able to play Snafu's music. And he has one of my favorite theme songs. Let's just listen to Snafu's theme song for a second.
Embrace it.
Yeah.
Is this from a Disney movie?
It's from a Rodney Dangerfield comedy called Back to School. Here, I'll show it. Hold on. This is Danny Elfman. Moose, are you familiar with the works of Danny Elfman?
No. I've seen Rodney Dangerfield, though. Funniest motherfucker I've seen.
Danny Elfman was he produces music for movies. He did a lot of Tim Burton stuff. He did all the music for Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. But a lot of the Tim Burton shit he does.
Tall and fat.
Christy Lee Doll says it doesn't suit Snafu, but it does for me, Christy Lee Dolls, because the way I don't see people the same way you do.
You know what? She said dating is more like pouring out. She's like,
Wait,
the word date, but she's probably fucking all kinds of dudes.
Now
Wait,
you're messing up your music.
Hold on.
She says the word date, but she's probably fucking all kinds of dudes, and that's why she likes to use I'm dating. It's more like I'm fucking different dudes on POF and meet me every day. So she used the word dating, but Christy, you're whoring. Is probably what you're doing.
Probably, but she doesn't see it like that because Snafu, they've institutionalized what you said, whoring, and they call it dating. And I said this to Christy Lee the other day. Dating is just modern prostitution. It's just accepted in our culture.
Right, and it's easy for the women to say the words that they feel that make them look better.
Right. So they call it dating. They make it a flowery term, but it's really just prostitution. Let's think about it, guys. A woman is being taken out on a quote unquote date where a man is using his money on a woman with the expectation of sexual favors in return.
Like Christy Lee's is one of those bitches that she could get taken to McDonald's and get like a 4-piece, and she's giving head to like right there after while he's eating, like Craigslist type shit probably.
So do you have
Type shit.
experience with
I
this
don't see
Craigslist?
that. I don't
Would you
see
like
I
to
do. I see her
See,
fucking
let him
hitting on
tell
all
us
you
about
guys.
the Craigslist.
I see her talk about all you guys like she wants to fuck you. She's a groupie, just like I told her, the Unslavia groupies. He has groupies.
I
No,
do
but-
think it's weird that Christy Lee Dolls is very culted up, more than she wants to admit. She's a culted one.
Right, and I'm telling you, the culted ones have their groupie section, like the groupies, and I see them going to like your channel and many others. And remember that one dude you had on here too that everyone was all into, like, oh, he's sexy, da da da. You know, she has no problem like saying she's about to fuck. So I'm sure I guarantee she would not hand her phone over to someone like you to look at her Meet Me profile or her POF profile or her Craigslist. I guarantee she got all kinds of dudes up in her DMs. Sliding
Wait a
up in
second.
that
You know about all these like applications and stuff. Are you also signed up for this, Snaps?
I help Jack Talcott sometimes. No, I'm just dude. I do fucking this shit for a living, man. Following these motherfuckers, find out who they are, where they're at. These criminals, these traitors, these frauds, these pedophile rings. You don't think they use social media accounts like that? Yeah, of course they do.
Rocky. And he's showing himself. He's got a cowboy hat on. Let's see who this guy is. Hold on. Let me get rid of Snafu's music. I don't want to go too hard on Christy Lee. She's going through a tough time right now. Let's go easy on her. We love you, Christy Lee.
I am. I'm just mentioning the word dating is the same as whoring. That's all I'm saying, Z.
Yeah. Look, these women don't want to hear that, Snafu, even though it's true. And guess what, though? That makes men no better because it just makes us a bunch of fucking it makes us a bunch of basically makes us a bunch of Johns, and it makes us tricks.
Right, and I never said different. I'm just saying at least we use the word,
Look, Snafu, if dating makes women whores, it makes men tricks, and it makes us never. Let's check this Rocky guy out. He looks like a kind of urban cowboy. Who is this guy? He's got a TV on in the back. Let's meet this guy. Hey, you're live, Rocky. Look, he's
like
listening to the show. He's watching TV.
Cowboy.
Oh, damn, you got the little mustache and all that shit, dude.
Yo, can you hear us, guy? We can't hear you. You're on mute. You're on mute, guy.
He got the production, the microphone, all that. He just don't know how to use it.
Yeah. You're like, we could see you, homie. This guy looks like a ranchero. He's got a ranchero look to him.
A Texan, per se? Ranchero Texan?
Hold on, dude. Your microphone's got a red light on it. You might be muted at your microphone, dude. Usually when a microphone's red, it means it's muted, homie.
He's all wiggling that shit.
Hey, can you play his theme song, Rhinestone Cowboy?
Which is one of my favorite songs, by the way, Moose. What's his name? Glenn Campbell? Is it a Glenn Campbell song?
I believe so.
All right, he's showing us. Right, you're on the show,
Go to
dude.
settings and turn your volume up. Go to the settings and see where your volume's at. Or it might be your microphone itself is not added to the stream. Because you have to add your microphone.
Yeah.
Unplug the microphone and plug it back in.
Who knows? Let's hit up Dick Freedom Grower. He's in the back. Dick, what's going on, man?
Oh my God, this is crazy. You guys are blowing my mind right now.
Nice
With what?
haircut, Dick.
With dating
Just
being
all that
boring?
Stimulating stuff about will she give the BJ or will she not give the BJ? Am
The
I
small
mad
ball
if
talk?
she does give the BJ or am
Okay.
I mad that she doesn't give the BJ? Because I wanted a BJ, but now that she gave me one, I'm pretty sure she's a whore. So it's like, I don't know what, I should do.
Exactly. It's very strange.
Did you have
It's a
to buy her
strange
one
experience.
double cheeseburger or did you have to buy her two? Like it's how
That's
much
the
you have
thing.
to spend.
Super fries and fries, dude. You want to go? You want to get it?
And then she
I
gets
know
the
you wanna
parfait
send out.
after. Hold on.
All right, here he is.
The Cowboys
Pilot.
here.
Hold
Howdy,
on.
sir.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. We could hear you.
Still got the red mic though. It's the red tip.
Yeah. Rocky, what's going on? We could hear you. You're good now. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What do you got for us, Rocky?
I don't have much. I just dropping in. I'm trying to set up my studio. So I got a computer here and I can watch. I'm living in this is a bunker. I live off 40 acres off grid. I come to town. This is my office in town. It's just a vacant motel room that I got fixed up. So
Okay.
I'm kind of like, I hang out with the homeless in town. It's a small town, about 600 people. And where I'm living is where a bunch of people, they squat on this guy's, he's got 10 motel rooms and about 20 RV parks. And all the homeless people come and squat on his property. But I'm paying.
Where are you?
Why does
man?
he
You
treat you different than the homeless, though?
Well, maybe
What?
he's just voluntarily paying the guy, man.
Wow, mRNA is fucking putting you on blast, man. On the hot seat. Says you're lying.
Says he's lying.
I'm lying.
Where are you? What state are you in? If you can say. Texas, Colorado, New Mexico.
I moved here.
Florida.
I moved here from Texas.
Where's
But I
here?
live in the Selkirk Mountains, next to the
Okay.
Canadian border.
All right, so
15
he's up north.
miles south of the Canadian border.
So,
So what do you think about men with small balls taking
Oh
testosterone?
my God, I want to put Snafu in the back for a second.
What?
Hold on, Snafu. Because it's too early for me to be dealing with so much chaos.
Well, what do you think
yeah, what do you think about small
milk?
balls?
They sell you milk. Why do you think they call it homogenized?
Homogenized.
That milk they sell you at the store is homogenized.
Yeah, it's disgusting. What's your shirt say at the bottom? Fear is not an option. Fear is not a virtue. Gotcha.
Oh, I like that.
Jack Talcott would like that shirt.
All right, dude. So you said you live in a bunker, but you come into town to this place to do other things. When you say you got a bunker going, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
That's just what I call it. It's just
It's not underground or nothing though.
What is it? Is it a cabin? What are you
He said
doing?
it's a motel.
No, but he said
it's a
he lives in a.
motel.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
motel where you used to come. It's a small town. This motel has 10 units right next to the city park. So you just go a little feet across the city, the fence, and you're in the city park. It's down by the river. It's Pend Oreille River. And they turned the river into like a lake because it's got a dam on it. So it's good fishing here. A lot of people are homeless, but they can still go fishing if they want to and eat. And I live off grid. I've lived off grid for 25 years. I raised 7 children off grid.
No shit.
And they never got vaccinated.
Well, that's good. Good for you.
Hey, can
So
I
what-
ask? So that did work out well
Smart.
though. They never had
They're
any
smart.
medical
They never
issues
got
or anything.
sick. Yeah. They're smart kids. They never got sick.
Oh, cool.
One was I taught him how to work on a bulldozer and fix bulldozers and drive. He got a job in the Army as a tank commander, and then he got out as a railroad conductor, and then he quit that job and decided to go on disability. He bought a 40-foot bus and he started driving it around.
Rocky, did you get your kids a birth certificate?
Well, I found out about that. What I did is I snuck them out of the hospital before they could give them the jabs. And I didn't get them a birth certificate. And so they all got one now, but they had to do that on their own. Because it was hard for them to get along in society without one, but I didn't give them one, and my kids had trouble.
I
So,
salute you for that, though. I salute you.
yeah. I moved up here from Texas, and the town is real poor. And so people think I'm a rich guy, but I'm not. I had a business in Texas, so maybe I should.
What kind of business did you have?
I had a furniture business, custom built furniture, and it started out as a furniture repair and refinishing company. And I had 8 guys working for me.
Stuff.
I sold that business and moved up here.
Did you know?
I got a creek, and it runs a hydro. So I'm off the grid, but shit. Rhinestone Cowboy. I remember that song came out.
Rocky, my audience doesn't believe you for some reason. They keep saying you're lying. Why does my audience think you're less than truthful?
What am I lying about?
I don't know. I don't think you're lying, but my audience keeps saying, oh, he's lying, blah, blah, blah.
Those are haters. Those are just haters.
There's a lot of haters out there, Rocky. So, Rocky, how did you find me and my show?
I don't know. I listened to another guy who does about the same thing.
Who's that? Who does the same thing as me?
Kind of like he does. He plays music requests and then he judges it.
Is that what I do? Dick, is that what I do? Wait.
No, I just saw some. I don't know how I got.
That's what I come here for.
I saw
have you give me your opinion on music.
People.
It's the only reason I come here.
I saw some people putting requests in your chat.
So talk to me, Rock. Seriously, Rock. You seem like an interesting guy, but how did you look? My show doesn't get promoted in the algorithm. I just like to find. I always like to ask people like how they found me, how they came across my content.
I'm watching you on. What am I watching you on? YouTube.
Yeah. So, what do you think about these times, Rocky? When you look around the world, you're not a spring chicken. You're an older gentleman, but you're not ancient. I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes in the world around you: the computer age, the technological age, the information age. What do you think about the world you see around you, the people you see around you, the culture, society? Talk to us.
Well, I'm 65, and I grew up in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Shit. shit's changed it's like the world's on fire. Everything's burning up. It's like the end of days. And we're coming at the end of September. We're coming we're in September, the end of the summer, and we're going into the Burning Man. You see that fiasco?
So you feel like we're on the verge of something significant?
Yeah, something's going on.
Wait,
the end of the age, for sure.
Z, he brought up Burning Man. I want to know what you think about that, because I watched a video from somebody who was there who thought that all the media stuff was a complete joke, that there wasn't an actual emergency, and it was a video from like 3 or 4 days. So I want to know what's going on, Rocky, because I think it's all fear porn.
They had a mystery box that they started on fire before the Burning Man, and it was Phoenix rising from the ashes. And guess who promoted it?
I don't know.
The Ukrainian in charge of media. They're promoting the Ukrainian war.
All right, Dick and Moose. Are we dealing with a guy? Look, he's a boomer. How old did he say he was? 60 something?
65 or something, yeah.
All right. Does that make him a boomer or Gen X? I think that's boomer category. He seems like a nice guy, but like and so many in his kind of cohort, it's like truther light, which I hate even using the term truther, but it's like, oh, it's Burning Man, it's the end of the world, it's Brighteon, it's not Rockfin, it's Rumble, you know what I mean? Like this guy, he probably is going to give us something about almost like a MAGA Trump kind of thing, but not quite.
Yeah.
Where are we? I'm not saying he's a bad guy. Let's bring him back up. Susan.
That's exactly what I was going to ask him, was
Yeah.
where he was at on all that
Like,
polytron.
I think
You're
he's
not a
living
bad
in his
guy,
own
but
head.
No,
Yeah,
I was
like,
telling you it was BlackRock owns that
right.
place. It's
So
in
he's
the
still in the
middle of a-
BlackRock vibe. He's still in the white
lithium
hats versus
mine.
the black hats. He's
the
like
lithium mine. It's the white.
Right. You see how he just said it? I'm going to let you up, Rocky. I'm going to let you up. But see how these guys get trapped in these paradigms? Don't go anywhere, Rocky. We're just going to talk
think we
about
all do to a certain degree, Z. We're all like crawling out of the different, levels of propaganda and conspiracy matrix that we're swimming in.
Right. But see, Dick, I'm starting to think that the system is sending guys like him, like to my channel. They're directing him. I'm just seeing more and more in stuff where I'm like, oh, okay, like this, like for this guy with the white hat and stuff, for him to find like the flat earther Z, you know what I'm saying, Dick? Like I question things. I'm like, what algorithm brought you here? This, that, and I just kind of wonder. Now he could have found me through like the unslaved ones. People who follow Paul, there's a lot of like diet woke people that follow Paul. They want to still hold on to a paradigm, right? So I'm just wondering. Christy Lee Doll says he's leveling up. Z, okay.
And he's complaining about his theme song. Like, what kind of disrespect is that? I picked him out one of the best. Yeah.
I didn't see that. When did he do that?
It's in the private chat.
Oh, wait. What did he say? Hold on. What's he saying in the private chat? He says, that's not my theme song.
Maybe I just haven't listened to the guy long enough yet, but there's something very unsubstantiative, or what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it's not significant. I'm not hearing anything that I'm like having to focus to try to pay attention to the guy.
Like I like him and stuff. Like I like you, Rocky, but it's like on a certain level, it's like, okay, like Art, Dick, you notice I said white hat and right away he jumped in the white hat. It's like I just know the level he's at. He's at that level where he's still within the paradigm. He's still within.
I don't mean to be judging either.
Thought matrix.
People are welcome to come out of it in their own, timing, because it is a process. And I think, only had a small impression of you, sir, so I can't fully size you up. But are you an agent?
He doesn't look like an agent to me. He doesn't.
You don't think so?
No, but if
What's
he's
going
an
on
agent,
the screen back there,
he's
though?
unwitting. He's got
got a
some
little
kind of
box?
TV screen behind him. What's with the TV screen behind? Is that your cable?
I'm
What is
setting up a
that?
studio. Am I on mute?
No, you're not on mute.
Are
I'm
you
just
like
setting-
watching the president or something? Is this some kind of operation you're trying to get us all indicted?
Are you guys crazy or something? Are you that paranoid? You haven't never seen an old man before?
Are you an alien, sir? Interdimensional being of sorts?
Yeah. I'm a lizard,
Come here to enlighten us to the true ways of the Tao?
a shapeshifter.
Are you now?
Yeah,
Shift into something.
shapeshifter.
How much Mexican do you have running through your veins? You half Mexican, 3/4 Mexican? What are we talking about here with you?
I'm half Italian and half Swiss.
That's a weird mix.
Like
An all Jew.
all Jew. Yeah.
I could see some Italian. You got to have some Mexican in you, dude. You're from
Means
Texas.
nose.
You look like a
Means
fucking
nose.
Mexican. He's got to have some Mexican in him.
Yeah. Men's noses never stop growing.
So what do you think of the poly tricks? Are you into that? Are you into the do you think we're on a
I'm not
flat
into
earth, a round earth?
politics.
Yeah.
I don't get
Where you
into
at with
politics.
All the different revelations that people are having in these different communities. Have you heard anything about, like Mandela effect? You ever heard about that?
Yeah, I know about Mandela effect. I believe Mandela effect. Yeah, I'm a flat earther.
All
Have
right,
you?
now-
Do you have any Mandela effects that have affected you?
Are you guys flat earthers?
Are you?
I asked you first.
Oh well, I guess I got to show you mine. Then you'll show me yours.
Look at his studio he's got. So he's got a studio set up in a hotel.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got
And he's got his coffee. He's got his
an old
coffee
school
maker.
coffee pot.
He's
See,
got his
now you
coffee.
know he's legit. If he's got an old school coffee pot, this man's the real deal.
Yeah, I like the fact that he just got up in the middle of the conversation. right? He left him. I actually respect that.
Yeah, me too.
He just leaves.
What a badass, dude. I'm
Yeah,
taking
that's
notes
a
for my
dumbass
studio. I'm in the
Yeah,
process
these
right now of
guys.
setting the new studio up, and I'm taking notes. I'm gonna have a screen behind me playing some weird shit. I'm gonna have a coffee maker so I can get up and go grab myself a coffee midstream.
Oh, hey, but he's
Wait,
bringing
he's
out
got
the
two
real mic now.
microphones. Look at this.
He's
Yeah,
got two
bringing out the real
mics.
one.
Two mics.
Yeah, serious. He's invested.
And then he's got some kind of like thing flapping. What is that thing flapping next to the microphone? That's very. It must have a fan on that's blowing something.
You know what that is?
Tracy-
That's a
Tracy B.
distraction.
likes
So
him.
that's so we don't focus on the fact that he's just not talking to us anymore.
This shows you that he's an agent because it's the rock star setup. They got the fan to
my-
blow his hair, so it's keeps him all in his
Right.
whole stick or whatever.
He's smoking
So-
a cig.
Why aren't you using the big microphone? What's up with this? Why do you got two microphones but you only use one?
It's broken. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you don't have to talk right into it. You're going to overdrive the mic if you talk right into it. You got to give it some distance.
It's broken.
Nice.
This one's broken.
Gotcha. All right, so let's talk about flat Earth.
It's connected to my curtain,
Yeah, why?
and I have a and I have a flank. It's just it's got a fan blowing cool air in.
Yeah, I thought so.
Cools down the studio.
Gotcha.
That's
Well,
all.
I mean, if you're up north, it can't be that hot this time of year, huh? Middle of September, you're up near Canada. It can't be that hot up there.
I
yeah.
like it. I like it cold.
Let's talk about the Earth. Why are you a flat earther?
Well, because I used to own a P900,
Right.
and I went to the ocean. I've been taking pictures of the moon and the sun, how it works, goes around
Nice.
in a circle.
Well, yeah, seems like it goes around in a circle. That's a theory, but it's a theory that I
The
like.
North Star hasn't moved in 6,000 years.
Potentially. Some people can argue that. Some people think the North Star does move, but I understand where you're coming from. They say the North Star used to be Thuban.
I have a theory on the North Star, but it probably
ahead.
upset your whole audience, so I won't mention
Really?
it.
What's the theory? Go ahead.
Yeah, what's the theory? Upset us all.
Why do you smoke cigarettes? Why does my whole audience smoke cigarettes, Dick? I would say the majority of my audience smokes cigs, and I keep telling people to stop.
Yeah, and then the dick don't work anymore, and they got to go take little blue pills just to fake
Right.
like they're having fun, and they wonder
Because
why
it-
everything's breaking down.
Right, because Dick, it affects what's called your microcirculatory bed of your blood vessels, okay? Your capillary beds. Because it's a stimulant, it constricts your blood vessels and it reduces flow to your vital organs, not just your kidneys, but your ears. That's why most people that smoke develop hearing loss. And like you said, it affects the blood flow to their wee-wee. Look, if I had to choose cigarettes over fucking, I would choose fucking any day. Just saying. I know cigarettes are good, but I'm just saying.
He's agreeing, but he's saying there's nobody out there in the middle of nowhere where he lives other than the homeless dude
Right.
down the hall.
Oh.
So his options are very low.
What happened to your P900 camera, Rocky? You said you used to have one. Did you fucking sell it or something?
I dropped it.
Oh, dude. In the water?
That's fucked up.
No, it wants to go on, but the lens won't come out. It's like I dropped it right near the rim, and so it's not allowing the lens to come out. When
You
goes
rimmed
on.
it. Rocky, you rimmed the P900
rim job, huh?
and now we can't use it.
Is this your first time seeing the Z Show, or how long you been watching?
I still have a GoPro.
Just ignore what I asked. I guess it was irrelevant.
This is the first, second, third, fourth. I've been watching you for maybe four streams or something. Trying to
So,
figure you
So
guys
you
out.
are lying then,
Well,
because
hold
that's why I
on.
interrogated you.
well, because that right there, because he asked if I was a flat earther. But anybody who's
Exactly.
watched me for streams would know exactly where I stand on the subject.
Yeah.
That's the thing,
No,
Rocky.
but I was
Go ahead.
watching you on. Was like watching you on, not really listening. While I was on it, listening to a different guy, I kind of watched.
Backpedaling now, Rocky. You're a good showman. I'll give you that. I knew you were a storyteller when you got here.
I never professed to be to tell the truth at all times.
Aha. Like a policy enforcement officer.
Sometimes I don't tell you. You know, like you asked me how many times. Well, like because I wasn't really.
So how
watching
many
you that
times
well.
did you defile a farm animal while you were out there on the land? I mean, because that's something that happens. That's why they invented rubber boots, as far as I was told.
Who's that? Moose? Some moose guy?
Some moose guy. Hey, I want to show you something, Tracy, because you say you're a flat earther, right? And I have no reason not to believe you if you fucking have a P9. The fact that you even know what a P900 is pretty good. It's pretty good. But I want to show you something here. Are you still there, Rocky?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Keep your camera on. We need to see you, Rocky.
You guys ain't got your camera on. What
All
am
right,
I
I'll turn
on?
I'll turn my on. Look, my camera's on now. All right, go ahead. Turn your camera. You're
What
the
am-
kind of
what
guy
am
that
I
we
at?
need to see. Go ahead, my camera's on now. Turn your camera
Is this
on.
an interrogation or something?
No, but you're interesting. We want to see what's going on with you. Just turn your camera on, dummy. There you go. I want to show you something because you say you're a flat earther, and so am I. And this one chick I'm about to show you is a flat earther, and she's a doctor. And I want you to tell me if you think this chick's hot or not. Her name is Kelly, Dr. Kelly. Have you seen this chick yet, Dick?
No, she
That
doesn't
chick
look
looks like a dude.
That's a dude, man.
Yeah, I
That's
was
a
gonna
dude.
say, are you sure she's a chick?
What? Hold on. Let me play her. You guys are fucking with me now. Let me play this.
Have you
I think
ever
she's-
heard of MRE, Mr.
Oh,
E?
meals ready to eat? That's a hold on a second.
It's a
Let me
chick
put it.
with
Let me
small chesticles.
Many archetypes for us to choose from and to inhabit, and that's a lot of what I intend to do
You don't see the Adam's
with this
apple?
weekend in
Z?
November. Is to really expose you
No.
to everything from the
Dude,
dark,
that's bigger balls than what
dirty,
Moose
sweaty,
has.
grinding, feminine, all the way to the Madonna, all the way to the
Her name's Dr.
exalted,
Kelly somebody.
transcendent, and everything in between. We can develop the capacity to archetype switch at will.
I feel like we're popping
it
your bubble,
requires
your
that we
fantasy Z.
loosen up.
It's
I don't know.
a dude.
I'm into her.
Dude trying to tell you how to be, trying to tell women how to be a woman. It's a dude telling women
Yeah.
how to be a woman.
What the fuck are you?
Let
What
me
the
hear
fuck are you
tenor
guys
of the voice
talking
again.
about?
No, let me hear the tenor of the voice again. I got to hear that voice.
You want to play it again? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Give me a break, everybody.
It's an attractive man. I'll give you that.
I can't believe you guys think she's a dude. She's hot as fuck. I mean, she's no spring chicken. No offense, Dr. Kelly Brogan, but to say that she's a fucking dude, that's disingenuous.
Dimensionality, and there are so many archetypes
yeah.
for us to choose from.
That's
and to
definitely a guy's
inhabit, and
voice.
that's a lot of what I intend to do with
I
this
agree.
weekend.
She's
in
got
November,
two kids.
to really expose you to everything from the dark, dirty, sweaty,
I can't
grinding,
explain it.
feminine, all the way to the Madonna, all the
Either
way
way,
to the
she's
exalted,
disgusting.
transcendent,
Whatever she
and
is.
everything in between.
How could you
We
say she's
can develop the
disgusting,
capacity
Mr.
to archetype
Rocky?
switch at will, and it requires that we loosen
What do you
up
mean by that, dude?
and become a bit more fluid.
Hey, Rocky, we don't warrant hate
And
speech here, brother.
I'm so excited for this weekend. I
Okay.
can't even tell you. I think about it every day, all the time, because
Rocky,
I
you're
know
telling.
nobody
All
has
right,
ever
Rocky,
done
hold
something
on,
like
dude.
this.
You're telling me
And I
if
also
this
know
chick
that
showed
women
up
could
on
get
your
together and have a
motel
transformational
doorstep,
experience. So it's somewhere in the spectrum of like, this is going to be so.
you'd tell her to go
so
away.
I
powerful.
bet
Go
you if
away.
she showed up on
So-
your doorstep, you'd recognize that it's a dude. Big, tall, skinny dude with long arms, and big hands,
The fuck are you guys
with a
talking?
wig on, with a bunch of makeup on her face.
The fuck?
Hey, when I was in Houston once, I was delivering some furniture. This she was like a model. When she came to pick out her material for her sofa she wanted reupholstered, she looked really hot. And then when I went to deliver it to her house and it surprised her on the delivery, man, whoa, shit. The ugliest bitch. It's so ugly. Shit. I'm telling you, makeup. You're just looking at the makeup and you're looking at the wig.
We've all been there.
Been fooled. You've been fooled.
Really? What do you have
It's an
against gay?
matrix.
What do you have against transsexuals, there, Rocky? Are you saying that there's something wrong with transsexual people? How dare you?
Do you know Victoria's Secret? You know,
Not
Victoria's
personally, but go ahead.
Victoria's Secret is they're all fucking dudes. That's the
Come
secret.
on, man.
Line.
I've heard that before. I'm not buying that
Mug.
shit. I'm not buying that shit.
But there are, you know, I think it is pervasive in what they present to us. They do present a lot of men as ladies.
I
Obama.
get that. Like, okay, like,
Obama.
all right. Michael
Is
Obama.
Michelle the first one? Is Michelle the first tranny and the last tranny? Oh, you know about Michelle, right? I mean,
We
Michael.
know about Michael. We know about
Yeah.
Michael. We get it. You see, this guy's Brighteon. He's Rumble. He's White Hat. He's MAGA. He's going to tell me about how the Kennedy's going to come and be the next president and stuff. They're going to bring back John.
You think I'm a white hat?
Well, no, I think I'm not saying you're a white hat. I'm saying this is your mindset. I'm saying you're truth or light. I'm saying you think you
I'm
know
truth
more
or
than
light.
you act. You think you know more than you do, Rocky. But you are a flat earther. But you're
I'm
still
truth or light, and you're lusting after a dude. And I'm.
If you think
light.
that's a dude, you got another thing coming. When was the last time you got laid, Rocky? When was the last time you got laid?
Dude looks like a lady.
I just triggered you.
Yeah.
Triggered. Z got triggered.
Oh my God. When was the last time you got laid, Rocky? Huh?
I'm married.
You're a homeless guy who lives off the grid, but who really lives in a hotel, and you're married. I ain't buying it.
I raised 7 children off grid. They all moved out, and my wife's up on the 40 acres right now, 3 miles from where I'm at.
You left your
Hey,
wife
what-
up on the 40 acres? Why did
You need
do
to
that?
In
know
the
what
barn
she
with their
defends
head
herself
covered.
with. What,
Yeah,
what
you
I
kind
got a
of
log
concubines,
cabin.
of
I got a
course.
log cabin. I live off grid. I've got 6 350-watt solar panels. I got a hydro generator that makes my own power.
How is she
Right.
defending herself up
I
there,
got a-
Rocky?
30 by 40 shop. And I've
You're
got
not hearing me. How does she defend herself on her 40 acres, brother?
we got pit bulls and I got 2 pit bulls up there right now and 2
Pit
German
bulls?
shepherds. Pit bulls.
Oh,
Pit bulls, not big balls. You're thinking about dick too much.
yeah.
Plus everybody
on the
knows
mind.
not to fuck with me around here. I told them cops, they come try to give me the jab, they was gonna be getting some lead.
Wait, hold on.
Okay,
You mean
kindly
cops?
stop around here.
What the fuck is with this guy? What do you mean the cops came to give you the jab, dude? What the fuck are you talking about? Yo, Dick, are they sending these guys at me? Is this like?
I
Is
want to
this like-
hear him expound on that. I think that was a great
I
question.
never
Z. Let him
never
let him
wore
in.
the mask.
Is
I
this
never got no
COINTEL?
jab.
Is this COINTELPRO to make us all look like we're fucking crazy?
I
But
think
they
Bobby
came
sent
after
this
you
guy.
with the
Bear
needle
Jew,
in
what's up
hand,
with
huh?
this guy, Uncle Rick? Uncle Rick, what's up with this guy? What's your discernment say about this guy?
Bobby sent him. I'm telling you, this must be a friend of Bobby's.
I'm a Marine. I'm a fucking Marine, and I apologize. But
There you
hey,
go.
I got duped into it too. We all been fooled. We got fooled about the flat earth. I thought I was being a patriot. Go kill the enemy. Hey, I'm not a Manchurian candidate. I'm not. Hey, they tried to kill me when I got out of the Marine Corps. They tried to get me to take SRA drugs. And they'd say the side effects is make you suicidal. Yeah, they want to get rid
Hold on a
of people that know how
second.
to use it.
Moose, Dick, let's take a break from him for a second. What's going on with guys like this? Let's evaluate the situation. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Somebody could, yeah, like Rackbud saying lose his asshole, but I mean he's not an asshole. Oh look, he's gone. He's gone. He didn't like that I put him backstage. Guys, what's going on with
Yeah.
guys like this? What do you sense? Let's really evaluate the circumstance, because I start to get inner feelings about people. Like I start to like I'll use my intellect and I'll be like thinking about somebody, but then I'll start getting like a feeling on the inside,
Right. Me
like
too.
a vibe, right? I start getting a vibe, and then that starts giving me some information. Go ahead. What do you guys think's going on?
Yeah, I had my spidey senses come up early on with that guy, but that comment he just made about they came after him to, poke him with the Jim Jones juice, and he told them, "Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with me. I'm gonna fill you full of lead." That's a really suspect comment. It says, I mean, that's just a weird
That's
thing
why
to
I kept
say.
asking about his defense, because I wanted to see. I kind of wanted to see where his mental state was.
Hmm. Like Mr. Miyagi thinks I'm jealous of Rocky. Mr. Miyagi, you're a weird guy, and I'm gonna ban you. Mr. Miyagi, you're gone. I'm tired of looking at your dumb face, asshole. Bye, Mr. Miyagi. Maybe I'll unban you at some point. You're just a fucking loser, and I'm tired of you. You're stupid. You
Yeah,
have
but-
low energy and bad energy. Get the fuck out of my face, idiot.
Dude, unless you were under some kind of high level of, surveillance kind of control structure, handlers, whatever it is that he's alluding to, where in the US have we ever had a situation where they were coming out as policy enforcers to inoculate you with that, disgustingness? Where did that
Right.
happen? And then where, does it happen where you would say, "Hey, I'll fill you policy people full of lead if you mess with me"? That's almost reeks of like he's trying to get your channel messed with.
Right, exactly. You know,
If you
it's
say
just
something
strange.
like that,
It's very
Stupid thing to
strange.
say.
It's just really wondering. Yeah, Jay says they're throwing him. My audience seems to think that people like him are being directed towards people like me as part of some like agenda, which wouldn't surprise me really. I'm not surprised by that.
See, people are saying we're taking it too seriously. We're paranoid. He's just joking. Just taking it at face value. It's an interesting interaction. I mean, the guy
No, that's just Top G
has a
saying
shifty
that.
story.
Top G's a fucking moron. Top G, it's not like I hate you, but you're low consciousness, you're low intelligence, you're culted up as fuck, which makes you suspect to me. You're kind of goofy, you're non-serious yourself, you're sophomoric, you're immature. So of course you're going to say, he was just joking. Look, anybody with a half a degree of discernment knows he wasn't just joking. There's no joking about what he was going down. Sorry, dude.
There was no lies there, Z. No lies. I agree.
Yeah. You have poor discernment, Top G, because you're young. Like I said, you're inexperienced, and you know. Yeah, that was really strange. That was
Well,
weird.
and you clued right into what I did. That's why I asked that probing question. How long have you watched the show? And he says 4 or 5 days. Well, you just asked a moment ago, like you had no clue what the channel was about, and it was about your opinion on songs. That's what he had grasped in 4 days of listening to you.
Right.
It doesn't
Very
add up.
strange.
So he
Right.
was either fucking with us, an agent of some sort, or just a reptilian hybrid, multidimensional being of sorts.
And the fact that he just ran away. Like, hey, Mr. Rocky, I'm going to put the link back in the chat. And for anybody else who wants to come up. I mean, yeah, he could have just been kind of like a goofy guy, but he was just off in so many ways. Very strange. Then he says, you guys are hilarious. He was trolling you. Okay. But trolling me for which purpose? Why?
If he was, he should have doubled down and went all in on it, went a little further with it. There you go. He's back to deliver right on time. Troll us harder, sir.
Rocky, why'd you run away? Why'd you leave the show? What happened?
He does have a really nice hat, though. Rocky, I got to give it to you. That hat looks like it's expensive. Probably like a Walmart brand.
My old Marine Corps drill instructor hat, motherfucker. Come on, you want to come up on me, bitch? You guys are a bunch of pussies. But you are.
I knew the hat was gonna get him. Come on, Rocky. I was just jabbing. I was
You
jabbing.
guys are a bunch of low life pussies. Low testosterone. Weren't you speaking of today?
His professional opinion, of course.
Low. This
Rocky.
This 65-year-old kick all four of your asses at the same time.
Who knows? Maybe. Rocky.
All four of us. Is he counting me as two people for my personalities?
Rocky. Hold on. Rocky, what's your take on going
gonna be
down on
himself,
women? What's your take on eating the vagina, Rocky? Do you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, that's between me and my wife. But
I'm not asking about you and your wife. I'm asking your opinion in general. Did I say you or your wife? I asked you your opinion. Should men eat the vagina? Yes or no?
well, if you're married, but I mean, you don't go around eating whores pussy, do you? You're gonna go around eating some whores pussy all the time. You guys hang around whores, don't you? Or are you monogamous, or are you sleeping around? What are you, monogamous?
Well, let me ask you something, Mr. Rocky. How could one ever know if their partner is monogamous? So say I'm married, like you're a married guy. Maybe you're monogamous. How do you know your wife's not out there doing her thing, huh?
You keep her tied up at the barn. He
Yeah,
knows.
that's possible.
Yeah.
There is a way, though.
Yeah. What's the way? What do you do?
Chastity belt.
How to know if your wife's cheating on you?
Yeah.
Well, you could put a rubber on and oink her, take the rubber, get it tested, and see if there's any juice in there that's not yours.
That's actually not a bad idea. You've
Sound
obviously thought
advised.
about this. Rocky, is this something that you've done before? And do you have experience with this?
No. I was thinking about it once, but you know.
Rocky, are all your 7 kids yours? Are they all your biological children?
No, I married my wife. She had a child before we got married.
She did. Just one? So you have 6 biological children that you know of?
Well, I have. Yeah. That's getting a little personal.
You're the one who said you had 7 children. You're the one who brought it up, dummy. I get what happened. One of your kids pass away. Now you're getting emotional thinking about it. They don't talk to you. You don't see them. What's going on?
I was raped when I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that have to do with the conversation? I mean, you brought it up. You obviously want to talk about it.
Well,
Is that something you want
I
to
have
talk
a
about?
child. I have a child from that. She did it
You
on
you have a
purpose.
child from being raped. Was it a teacher? It was a teacher, huh? You're one of those
No,
guys.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, then why did you talk about it? I didn't ask you if you were raped when you're 17. You said it. I didn't
You
say
asked
it
me
to
about
you.
my children. You asked me about my children.
All right. Can you be raped when you're Dick? Can you be raped when you're 17 as a guy
By a
What's the
teacher?
dude?
by anybody?
But he was raped by a teacher.
Possibly
by
the
his teacher.
pastor. It must have been the pastor.
Oh,
No, it
come
was a
on.
female. He's saying he was raped by a woman and produced a child.
And produced a child. At 17.
I was
Did she
seduced.
physically hold you down with
Actually,
like
I was
with-
seduced. I was 16. I
You were
was seduced.
but you kind of wanted it, right?
Yeah, it's hard to be raped when you're a dude, but I was seduced.
Right. Especially at 16, 17.
That is,
You weren't raped then. Look, 16 is
Kind
the
of
age
sounds
of
consensual.
consent. Look, Dick,
she was
16 is
35. She was
okay.
35. She's 35. I'm 16.
Why are you saying you were raped? That's the age of consent is 16 in many locations. Many. Most
I'm just-
states in the
Yeah, there's
union
nothing I
have
did that
16
wasn't my
as
own
the age of
volition at
consent.
16.
So you were
I'm just
16.
saying.
You were a man, again, which is the age of consent in the majority of U.S. states. So even by their legal code, you were of age. If you were raped, did you prosecute the individual? You're claiming you were raped. I'm going to hold you to the same standard I would hold a
man.
woman to.
See, I don't tell anybody that, but
You brought it up, dummy.
no, I'm not very smart.
Yo, my audience thinks you're weird. You're a weird guy, dude. You're weird as fuck, dude. You know that, right?
I know. Yeah, I'm weird as fuck, huh?
Do you smoke cannabis? Do you consume cannabis?
Why is that a positive or a negative?
It's just a question, Goofy.
Literally, like every question, it's not an interrogation, brother. It's just he's asking a
We're
question.
just
it
getting to
sparks
know you. We've never
conversation.
talked to you before, dude. It's just
Right.
question getting to know who you are.
Rocky,
Well,
you
guys
there?
seem kind of like you're all. You say your chat thinks I'm a weirdo. Why should I talk to you? Answer your fucked up questions.
Why, you don't think
That's
you're
just
weird?
their opinion.
You know you're
Do you
weird.
do you do mushrooms? Do you do DMT?
I have in the past, not DMT, but I don't mind talking about it.
Nothing
Do you
wrong
smoke
with shrooming now,
cannabis?
buddy.
Yes or no? Do you consume cannabis?
Well, when the military wanted to give me SRAs, make me suicidal for my PTSD when I came back from Iraq, I started smoking weed instead.
Good for you. Good for you. You were in Iraq, huh? Desert Storm, the original one, early 90s?
Iraq and Afghanistan as a contract.
You're too old for that. Nah, you're too old for that. You weren't in Afghanistan. You just lied about that. We weren't in
I was a
Afghanistan until
contractor.
we weren't in
I was a
Afghanistan until
I trained people. I trained them how to drive. I was a professional driver in the Marine Corps, and they hired me to train drivers for Iraq, and then I trained mechanics because I'm also a mechanic. I got
Way to
paid
shake
big
and bake.
bucks,
Way to
motherfucker.
move.
Yeah.
Is this stolen valor? Steve, come up here. I'm gonna bring a Marine up here to quiz you.
Valor shit.
I'm gonna bring a Marine up to
I
put you
drove
to the
ahead.
test.
Look it up. Look up ahead. Get on your
Really?
screen and look up HET M1070 and M1000 trailer.
Let me
And
ask
that's
you,
what
what's
I
a
drove.
what's DD?
That's
If
what
I say
drove
D,
in Iraq.
I'm gonna say DD214. What does that mean to you? DD214. Tell me what that means.
The
Just gotta Google.
DD214. That's.
I don't
that's
think
what
this
I can
guy's a
do.
Marine.
That's-
Bring Steve up.
When you get out of the Marine Corps, you get your DD214.
All right.
My
he might
MOS
be
was 3531. U.S. Marine Corps, look up my MOS 3531.
all right. He might be
Heavy
legit. He might be
equipment operator, heavy equipment operator. They hired me as an experienced driver and mechanic and Marine to train all branches. I taught all branches. I was a
Is that why the military is failing today, sir?
field service training technician.
Mm-hmm.
2004. I got bamboozled.
Are you
in the
familiar? Are you
9/11.
familiar with the term Gulf
Oh,
War
shit.
syndrome? I think you have it.
I don't have Gulf War syndrome. I wasn't in
What was
You
that?
might.
Golf ball syndrome? Z?
Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation
Enduring
Operation Iraqi
freedom.
Freedom.
It's called
and
enduring
then
freedom.
that was Afghanistan is enduring freedom.
Yeah.
Iraq was Operation Freedom. Afghanistan was enduring freedom. I spent
What do you
2
think
years
about
in
George
Kandahar.
Bush? All right.
in
Okay.
Kandahar.
Okay. We believe you. What do you think about that George Bush?
Oh shit.
What do you think
Yeah.
about him?
Well, I don't think much of any of politicians whatsoever. None of them.
Right.
You know what politician stands for, right? Poly, which means many. Many ticks. Politics. Many ticks. Blood-sucking parasites. Politics. Blood-sucking parasites.
You know, Rocky, I like you.
It's got
Well,
some good
most people
points.
do like me. Most people do like me when they get to know me and don't just judge me right off the bat.
Hey, we're
Really?
not judging you yet. We're trying to get to. We're learning.
You think that wife of yours still likes you, Rocky?
My wife loves me. She's up there right now cooking bread for me.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you gonna ever take the handcuffs off of her?
She can leave anytime she wants to. I bought her a brand new car.
What'd you get her?
What'd you get her? Yeah.
It's not new anymore. It's a 216 Subaru.
That's the thing you guys
safe
do. You
choice.
guys like to go back to your high school days and be like, you know, I was an all-star football player. Look, 2016 is a long time ago, brother.
This is the first new car I ever bought her. It's still pretty good shape.
You're so weird, dude. You're so weird. Is your wife the
Yeah,
mother of your children? Is your wife the mother of your children?
Yeah.
She is.
6 of them.
I'm not buying this. I'm not buying you for some reason, Rocky. You could just be all Goth War syndromed out. You could just be a burnout. I'm not buying what you're selling, dude.
I'm not selling nothing.
What do you think about Donald Trump?
It's a big fat girl.
You think Donald Trump is a tranny himself? You think Donald Trump's a tranny?
Nah.
Hey, what about
tell me.
Michael Obama? Do you think those broad shoulders give it away?
I think Trump's big fat ass gives it away.
You
You're
really
so
think he's
weird.
a female that's on like male hormone treatment or
I think
something?
all the elite are.
Yeah, I've heard those theories.
Me
That's pretty
too.
extreme.
Yeah, it does seem extreme, don't it? Well, how come?
Yeah.
How come all the presidents' wives are the ugliest motherfuckers? Like George
Yeah, I mean,
Bush Senior. Bush
That's why they
Senior's
cheat on him. I mean, do you blame them?
ugliest. Oh well.
Yeah, they're kind of
Maybe
and
ugly.
Hillary Clinton is a guy.
She might be a clone. Who knows?
Yeah,
Hmm.
something
A
different going
clone.
on there.
So we got
She's
the Clone
androgynous.
Wars going on, huh, Bobby?
Bobby.
All
Who's
I know is
Bobby?
they're all related and they're all from the tribe of Dan.
The tribe of Dan.
Oh,
The
here we
Ju- the
go.
Jewish. Hold on. The Hebrew, Israelite tribe.
The one that's not mentioned in the 144,000. There's 13
Yeah.
tribes of Israel. And Dan is the one that's not mentioned.
Where have I
They're
heard
Lost. The lost tribe. So you're saying? Do you think they're reptilian in genetic? Yes or no?
I think they like to interbreed because we all got serpent seed in us, but they like
Right.
to interbreed to make it even stronger. They like that. That's why they're trannies, because they have to be they're lie their whole life, and it's a part of the power given them when they lie their whole life, and they They're all related. They're all related.
Rocky, turn your camera on.
No way.
Turn it on. Turn it on.
No, I don't like the looks of myself that much.
Is
What
it
do you have-
because you
look-
don't want to end up Hillaried? Sorry.
Hold on. He has a whole studio set up. He's got a camera. He's got 2 microphones. He's got Wi-Fi, but he doesn't want to use his camera. Turn your camera on, dummy. Turn it on. Jesus, the people want to see you, dude. And you know you want to be seen. You know you want to be seen. Let me ask you, Rocky. You got a big dick, don't you?
Oh man.
Come on. Come clean. What are you working with down there? Something substantial? My chat says you're handsome, by the way. My chat says you're handsome.
Ray's a woman, by the way, Rocky. So you don't have to be afraid.
Right.
Are you a Christian, Rocky?
I'm not a conventional Christian.
Right. I'm going to say something, Rocky. A lot of that stuff you were saying about the reptilian stuff, I kind of think that's what's going on with these people too. Which is weird that you and I kind of think the same on those lines.
Well, then, then I'm not such a, what did you call me, a light truther? You call me a light truther?
He called
Truth
you
or
a
light?
featherweight.
Yeah.
Featherweight.
Truth or light?
Truth or light.
Truth
Yeah.
or light.
You're a little bit truth or light. A little bit.
I've been a truther since '69.
Damn, my mom was born in '69.
I was 10 years old in '69. I became a truther in '69.
That's when the moon landing happened. Did you know that was bullshit right away?
I didn't pay attention to it.
God, this guy's
I was
so
only
weird.
10 years old.
You're so weird. You're such a weird
I had to
fucking
deal
guy.
with the Beatles, and I had to deal with the Beatles and all that bullshit. That rock and roll, free sex, free bullshit, free drugs, free bullshit.
Did you get any of that free stuff, Rocky?
No,
I was
he
not
was
a hippie.
he was
Was
too
never
young.
a hippie.
Well, you were too
but
young to be a hippie, dude. If you were 10 years
My
old in
brother-
'69, you were too young to be a fucking hippie, dude.
That's right. So I'm not a boomer.
You are a boomer.
No, I'm a Generation X.
No, you're not.
My brothers were boomers. My brother and sister were boomers. They're a little bit older. I was the youngest one in the family.
Yeah.
My dad was a World War II corpsman for the Marines. He was a German butcher when he got out. Because when he was in the Marines, he used to have to cut off. The best surgeon, when you're dealing with people that have to have their arms cut off, so you could cut it off the fastest, the less pain.
Right.
Yeah, I could see
He was
that.
very smart, but when he got out, the Jews wouldn't let him have a job because he was German.
Right. So how did your dad turn? Was he always German? What do you mean he came out German? What does that even mean, dude? He came out German. The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, Steve's saying a corpsman's Navy, not Marines.
He's a Navy corpsman who was stationed with the Marines in not Guam. He was stationed with the Marines, and he used to also be the photographer. He developed pictures for people, and in his trunk he had pictures of them headhunters from what's that island?
I don't know.
Well, the headhunters would come down, and because they
Galapagos?
knew
Hey,
They knew
so
the Marines.
Rocky, have you heard about Epstein Island? I want to know how you feel about that.
Epstein Island, that's them Tribe of Dan motherfuckers again. They're all related. The movie stars and them motherfuckers are all related, and they're all sick motherfuckers. They're all sick bastards.
Yeah, he's onto this Tribe of Dan Lost Tribe thing. This elite genetic line.
King Charles III. Charles is in charge of the green climate change bullshit. He's the green man. He's head over. He's the head over the Druids. He's also head over the Druids.
It's all making sense now. Connecting all the dots here today.
Yeah, and he's like he claims to be the Red Dragon. He's from the tribe of.
See, the problem is, like, I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, okay, he's giving us these like truth or conspiracy headlines. But if I'm to be honest, a lot of the stuff he says, I resonate with. Which I want to make fun of him because he's goofy and everything, and something's off about him. But a lot of this shit that he says, guess what? Z sort of agrees with. I kind of agree with a lot of the shit he's saying. What does that say about me, Dick and Moose? That like I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I could see the druid thing, the reptilian thing, this tribe of Dan. I kind of fucking agree with that stuff, man. I don't know.
Seems like a tough guy. He'd probably, if we all three wrestled him, though, I think we'd take him. Like he thought he could beat all our asses.
Yeah, I think he's out of shape. He's
One-on-one, but
kind of fat. I don't think he's seen his dong in many years. I mean, I saw that gut.
yeah,
But I'm actually having Chat GPT tell me about the Tribe of Dan. It's just taken a while.
yeah, you got to go to the augmented intelligence. It's probably what we're talking to. He's an interesting character. I mean,
He is.
There's stuff I definitely dig about his presentment, and there's other stuff that I'm suspect of, but that
Right.
goes with a lot of people in these streets.
But he's interesting nonetheless. Could you imagine that wife of his being cooped up with him, living off grid for like years and years and years on the Canadian border?
So he's sitting in the motel while she's on the 40 acres living off grid by herself, apparently in the woods. I mean,
Well, he's waiting
That
for
in
the red
itself is
flag
not
to go
arrangement.
off. You know what I mean? He's like the last. He's on the last outpost that they got. He's making sure they got groceries and stuff. And once things hit the fan, he's going back to his 40 acres and a mule.
Right, he's got 40 acres in it. How come this guy's got 40 acres and I don't got shit? Let's bring him up.
I had something I wanted to ask him, then it slipped out of my mind. Damn it.
I'm gonna ask him something. Rocky, you there?
Yeah,
Yeah. How long you been married to that wife of yours?
40 plus years.
40 plus years. Have you been with any other women in that time, or you been a one woman kind of guy?
Let's not get personal, okay?
That's a definite no.
I'm trying to
He's
make you
multiple.
interesting because you are interesting, but I got to pull out of you. You know, we're doing a broadcast, Rocky. It means you
I
have
love
to
my
speak
wife.
and do things. You don't
My
have your
wife-
camera on.
wife
Go
loves
ahead.
me.
I'm sure you
My
love your wife. I'm
My
not so
wife
sure she loves you, though. That's probably in question, bro. It's probably in
Maybe
question.
she does. Could
Yeah.
be.
Do you think it's okay for a man to kind of step out on his wife as long as he's a good husband and father? What are your thoughts on that?
No.
I think
No.
it's fine. No, I
There's
think
no
it's fine.
justification.
I think a man should do it.
No,
Hmm.
it only leads to chaos.
Well, you've done it though, Rocky.
Yeah,
Why
and I
should
pay for it.
Why
I
should
pay
other
for
men
it.
expect not to do it? Be expected not to do it if you did it. You didn't make it 42 years without fucking somebody else. Come on.
You always pay the piper. It's not a good idea.
Tell me how. Come on, educate some of us.
It's not good for you.
Rocky,
Hey,
watch
Rocky.
your camera off. Turn your camera on, Rocky.
Thank you. I was going to just say that, but Rocky, why is it that the tribe of Dan is absent from the 12 tribes in the Book of Revelation?
Because they're the
Do you know
lost
why that is?
tribe. They're the lost tribe.
There's 13 tribes in the
Yeah.
tribes of Israel. Only 12 are mentioned in the 144,000. 12 times 12 is 144. They don't mention Dan. Well, I think God's trying to tell us something, that they're the elite. They're the
Well, Chat
They're the
GPT says I need to be very discerning because that could be conspiracy territory. I asked it if all the
tribe of
presidents are
Dan.
related. It's lying to me.
Let me-
It's not telling me.
Let me educate you on the headquarters of the tribe of Dan. The headquarters of the tribe of Dan is in Switzerland, home of CERN, home of the Knights Templar, home of the Swiss Guard, the Vatican, the Swiss International Banksters, the Red Cross, the Red Shield, the Red Shields, Tribe of Dan, Switzerland, Dan, Danish, Dan, Danites, Vatican guards are from Switzerland.
Is that why the cheese Danish is the superior pastry of everyone's morning breakfast?
I don't know. This guy's
How-
making a lot of sense to me.
How
This
dare
Rocky guy makes.
you? How dare you?
I really
was-
like what you're saying. I'm
She's
sorry.
from
was that?
Switzerland. She's
that,
from
Rocky?
Switzerland. That girl, she says, "How dare you?"
Back off
She's
your
from-
mic. You're too close to your mic.
Sorry,
Back off your mic.
you know
Jesus
that girl that
Christ.
says, "How dare you?" She's from
Yeah,
Switzerland.
whatever. Greta Thunberg, whatever
Yeah.
her name is.
Swiss rule the world. The
Hmm.
Danites, the crown. The crown professes to be from the tribe of Dan.
Hmm.
German. How come the World Economic Forum and the World Health Organization, how come they're all smart German Nazis? Like, the Nazis were controlled by Switzerland. Hitler's Eagle's Nest was closer to Amsterdam than it was to Berlin. He got his orders from Swiss. How come the Swiss are never attacked? They live up in the mountains, the tribes of the north, the Danites in the mountains. In order to get to Switzerland, it's really hard. You have to go through the Swiss mountains, and they got tunnels now. They made that tunnel. Did you see the opening of the tunnel? The
Yeah,
tunnel
we
in
saw
Switzerland
that.
they opened.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw
Well,
that.
what is that? They're opening the pit. CERN is located at the Temple of Apollo, the destroyer.
So what are they
And then
doing with CERN?
Hold on,
where are they
Rocky. Let me
bringing
put him
us?
in the. Don't go anywhere, Rocky. Just hold. We're going to talk about you for a second. The thing
It's a
about it
synchronicity,
is,
actually.
the guy's on point, but he's just like a highlight reel of trutherisms, right? Like he's got all the talking points. He's on it. I get where this guy's coming from, but I just wonder really where his consciousness is. What his means. Let's bring up OTW. What's going on?
Could be
OTW?
subtle suggestive programming at some level. It's a new approach on
Greetings,
suggestive
y'all.
programming. Because I keep hearing the same storyline. At first, I was like, where did I just hear this? And then the whole thing on CERN, I was just having this conversation yesterday. Very similar conversation. But anyway.
So
What do you think
you're
on the
saying
tribe
he's
of Dan,
following everybody
OTW?
around. He's taking notes on all these truther streams, and now he brings it over to Z's show to try to get some lick from Z.
No, I'm not seeing that. This guy's probably been in the game for a while, and much like me, he consumes information. He stores it, he processes it, he sees what he could do with it. But I'm just wondering more and more now how much of that is a trap in terms of to trap us in certain mindsets, narratives, and stuff like that. What's going on, OTW?
Well, I actually enjoying the show, man. Great show.
I think this guy's pretty good. He's wacky. He's got some
I like
info.
I like him, man.
You talk to
yeah.
him, OTW. You
Yeah,
talk
okay.
to this guy.
Bring
for
him
a
up,
little
man.
bit.
I want to talk to him.
Go ahead.
Cam up, sir. I'd like to meet you.
Come on, Rocky. Show us yourself. What are you doing?
Greetings,
I'm
Rocky.
eating-
How you doing?
Fucking guy, man.
I'm eating
Some nuts.
pecans.
Your morning nuts. I get it.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
loading up the gun.
Did you guys see the video about Trump and Hillary when they were at the debate, and the New York bishop was there
Yes.
in the elections? He nudged Trump. Are you guys Trumpers or something?
I thought you said you weren't into poly tricks, and now you're telling us all about the poly tricks and everything that went on. No, I didn't
Yeah,
see
well.
it. Tell us more.
Right.
Yeah, I
He's more
didn't see
into
this
conspiracy
either.
theories.
And I was about to bring that up too, because you were telling us multiple times you don't want to go down that road, and then you come back down that road.
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Are you
He
talking
is
to
talking
me?
to you.
He had
What
to go hang
road
his
am I
hat up
going down?
because I made fun of the hat, so he had to put it up because that got him pretty triggered.
No, I'm an old truther. You guys are new truthers. You guys are like baby truthers, and you're telling this old truther that he
You
don't know
guys-
shit.
Little flame.
And you guys,
I am flamboyant. Big flame. You small flame. Me big flame.
Small.
Fire. Raging fire.
what's your name?
OTW. You can call me Patrick.
Okay, Patrick.
You're on his hit list now, brother.
I don't have a hit list. I don't have an agenda. I do have I like to wake people up to certain things. I just, sharing is caring. That's all like I care about people, and I don't want them to, I'm
People
not
may
here
say
to
that-
disrupt your program.
People may say that I'm a friendly Canadian. That's that. Or well, Z would say I'm an insane, psychopath with tendencies towards multiple personality disorders. And Z is a doctor, so I guess you have to take his word for face value because it's what he says goes. I mean, that's the way to word it. It's what
I'd just leave it as you're a Canadian, and that's bad enough. So enough said.
Thanks a lot, Dick.
Multi-personality disorder. That's a control mechanism. or
Multi-personality
what do they call
disorder?
it? That's a survival mechanism. What do they call that?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
We're
What-
actually really-
what's the
defense
The
point,
only
though?
thing I know about multiple personality disorders is the movie
Defense
Split that I
mechanism.
saw.
It's a defense mechanism. Multiple personalities is a defense mechanism.
Right.
I hear that's
Have
what
you
they
ever
do
been
with the
abused?
MK Ultra. They break you down into.
You ever
multiple
been
different
abused?
personalities.
You guys ever been abused, or you guys ever been abused as children by your parents or something?
Never,
Ever.
not once. I mean, I grew up in a house that was just full
Beaten
of
to a
love and
pulp,
care.
maybe, beaten, maybe till you piss in your pants. Yeah, maybe. But I was a bad little motherfucker, though. I'm 4 years old.
Whoa. Everyone OTW.
Rocky, talk to me about your childhood. Talk to us about your childhood. What happened to you? Rocky? What did they do to you, Rocky?
I don't blame things on my past. I don't go back that way. I don't blame shit on my past.
Well, no one's expecting you to blame anything, but what did you experience to to
Nothing,
cause some of
nothing.
the trauma.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah. What happened with this when you were 16 years old? What happened?
I already told you I don't want to talk about that no more.
Well, I'm asking you about it.
I already told you. I already told you.
You don't want to go into it? You might help somebody with it.
What are you talking about? Nothing.
You can-
Nothing.
You're
I'm
bringing
a
up
survivor.
childhood. You
I
say you're a
was 16
survivor.
years old.
You're bringing up childhood abuse.
I don't blame it on her. I was 16 years old. I was a man. I fell
And why
for
did you
the-
say Why did you say you were
Yes.
raped? Then why did you say you were raped? Yeah, that's the first thing you said is you were raped, right?
Well, not, you know, not really. I really meant seduced. I was pretty young. She was beautiful. She was a nurse, 35 years old, a nurse. She knew when she could get pregnant.
Hmm.
Her husband didn't want children.
Gotcha. Now we're getting to
It
it.
caused a divorce. It caused a divorce. She was related to me. She was related to me. And I was
wow.
living with her at the time.
Interesting. Was this like an aunt married to one of your uncles or cousin? What's the deal with
I had a
that?
crush on her when I was a little kid. I had a crush on her.
Right.
I seen her pictures at my aunt's house.
Right.
She was beautiful. She was married to a Air Force officer at one time, and then married a Native American Indian who never wanted kids. And I was, me and my mom we moved to her town.
To her
She
town.
put us up for a couple. Yeah, we moved away from where I was raised, and we lived with her for a few months until we got established. My mom got a job with AT&T. The best move my mom ever made. I was taking care of my mom because she was divorced, and I was the last kid. I was her last child. So it's you know, that's that. I don't even tell my family that stuff. That's
Well, here's
bad.
the thing, Rocky. It's that this will help people because people need to know about human behavior. Especially young men need to know these things. Young men are presented a particular paradigm about men and women and their relations. Men are lied to consistently in this culture. So I like real life stories, and I thank you for sharing this because
Yeah.
what it's doing is it's giving people a realistic presentation of the dynamic between men and women and how certain women in particular will exploit young men for their own gain. You're talking about a woman who wanted a child. She saw you as an opportunity and she exploited that. And I'm sure it had a very lasting impact on you throughout your life to the point that you're still talking about it to this day. So I do appreciate you sharing it, man. How did she do it, man? How did she go about seducing you? I'm sure it happened slowly, stepwise, but how did she get you alone? How did that go down?
Listen, I was made fun of in school because you might not notice, but I have acne scars growing up until I joined the Marine Corps. Like right after this happened, I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17 years old. And anyway, so I felt like she was, but I've seen her in pictures where she was like too close to other little boys. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's I don't know, she did that more than with just me, but anyway, she was beautiful. She's 35-year-old nurse. She was married to an Air Force officer.
Do you have regret about it?
She was like a oh, well, I've never met my son from her. Never met him.
How do you know it's your son then? How can you be sure it was yours?
Listen, she did the thing, and as soon as I ejaculated in her, that was it. Get off me, bam. She's a nurse. She knows when to do that kind of stuff. It was the lust for she got me. She tricked
caused
me.
a divorce too for them as well, right?
Yeah.
So
She
he
caused
found
it.
out
I
about
didn't
it
cause
somehow.
I didn't cause it. I didn't cause it.
Right.
But
I
he
was
found.
still only
No, I agree with
16.
you. But he found out somehow that you guys had.
Well, she made up an excuse. She said that she's a nurse and that she inseminated herself. That's not why they got a divorce. But I really like the guy too, and I do feel bad. I hope I didn't have.
So the
anything to
divorce,
do-
I don't get it. Was the divorce related at all to what happened between you and her or not?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He just didn't want any children. Didn't want any children to be tied down. She wanted children. So she told him that she inseminated herself because she's a nurse and she could do it. And she used me. She seduced me with her beautiful breasts. She had beautiful tits, man. She's still alive and she still does got big ass boobs.
It must have blew your mind. Dick, can you imagine our friend Rocky here at 16 years old? She
With
unleashes
zits all over his face.
I'm
with
picturing
zits
like
all
Marilyn
over his
Monroe
face.
for some reason. This woman is hot.
Right. So notice he's pointing out he had pimples, so he was insecure. He's basically telling us he was an insecure young man. And I could see this. She puts those beautiful, bodacious tatas in his face. Nature takes its course. And there you go.
Never happened to anyone.
There you go. God forbid. That must have fucked you up, dude. That would have fucked me up big time.
I was in the Marine Corps, and so I forgot about it. You know, like I got out of that town, and because I was in the Marine Corps, they would teach you discipline. You had to stand at attention. You couldn't touch your face. You shit, showered, and shaved in the morning. No touching your face all day, you know, because that's what spreads the shit. And then they made you wash your sheets and change your sheets every day. So if you're laying on a dirty sheet with pimples and you don't wash your sheets, it spreads acne. Acne. If you want to stop acne, just change your fucking pillow sheet.
No, it's more than
every
that,
fucking
dude.
day.
Acne, like you're talking about, the type of acne you're talking about, that's a systemic internal thing. It's about your hormones. It's about your body chemistry. It's really not what people think. It's not about washing your face. It's not about. It's a chemistry, a hormonal.
Well, I'm
thing,
sure it had something to do with
dude.
my hormones because I was a young man, and my hormones were changing or something.
Yeah.
Probably had something to do with it, but yeah, my kids.
Yeah, dude.
My kids, when they started getting acne, I made them change their pillow sheets, and they didn't have it as bad as I did when I was growing up.
Dude, having acne like that could be debilitating. I had some acne at a certain age, like the second half of high school, like into college. You know, I dealt with like acne, not like you're talking about. I didn't have like there's some type of acne that's really handicapping in many ways, but I had pimples, dude, and it fucked with me, man. It fucked with my head. It fucked with my confidence in so many ways. I understand it. I understand that could be in a lot of ways tough to deal with. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I joined the military.
because
That's
you had
why I
low
joined the military.
self-esteem. You had low self-esteem, huh?
Yeah, and I wanted to learn discipline. I wanted to come under discipline because my mom, I was living with a single parent mom, and I wanted to come under the authority of some real men, you know, some discipline. I wanted discipline. So, you know, my pastor told me to you know, it's good to be humble yourself and come under discipline. You can't dish out authority if you've never been under authority.
Dick, you see how his fucking pastor gets him into the military with this authority thing? This goes back to my what I consistently say, that people think there's a separation between church and state. It only appears that way. It's all part of one system. The religions that they created for us support the government. They're all in bed together.
Well, I was only 17, and yeah, I listened to a pastor who studied the original languages, Koine, Greek, and Hebrew from the Septuagint, and not a normal Christianity pastor, but a different type of pastor. And, you know, a nation can't really survive without a military. If you're going to protect the nation from an intruding nation, you got to have a military, don't you? Don't you need a military for anything? Not
Sure.
really.
At some level, you need some. I mean, even if it's not a local communal militia, if you will, at some level there has to be an organized effort to protect the general welfare of the children and the women.
Right. Right.
That doesn't justify anything that's going on the grand scale of what we see happening in the world politricks. That's a fucking entirely different thing altogether.
War is a racket. Nowadays, it's more of a racket. Like Smedley Butler, you know, Smedley Butler said, war is a racket, wrote a book about it. And he was a 2-time winner of the Medal of Honor. He fought in the Banana Wars. And he said, we were fighting for the corporations. War is a racket. Yeah,
hey, does your kid know that, you know, he has a different father out there? Or did you ever try to reach out to him or anything?
I have no idea.
Okay.
She actually married a man with my same last name later and still married to him. She's married to a man with my same last name and they're still married. And even came to visit me once about 10 years ago in their RV. She must be like 80 or 90 now. She must be like.
But hey, dude, I just wanted to mention you could still close a loop on that if you ever just want to reach out to the child, and you know we could do the test. I'm pretty sure I'm your father. If you want to know your father, if it's true, he might have a sneaky suspicion, you know, especially if he sees you.
Well, I don't know that. Yeah, if they see me. And
I don't know. Dickie might be on the hook for back child support. Some of these women, she could be 80 some years
Dude,
old. And
I was
put on
gonna say,
Yeah.
the child's probably like 40 or something, right? So it's a lot of child support.
That's not my thing. I think the children that I raised, even the son that was my wife's, is more my son because I raised him. And I don't think blood has a lot to do with it.
Wow, interesting.
Mm.
I disagree, but everyone's entitled to their experience with that.
And here's
He's
the other
probably
thing I wanted to point in. Here's the other thing I wanted to point out, guys, is that this lady was married, seduces a 16-year-old, gets knocked up, right? Has the kid, fucks her whole marriage up, fucks her life up, but there's still a guy who was willing to pick up the pieces of her shattered, fucking broken life and take on this woman to the fact he's still with her today. That's the thing about these women. That's why there's no consequences. They could just behave in any way they want. And then there's always going to be a guy to come in and pick the pieces up. There's no shortage of guys who are just suckers out there. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Rocky?
Yeah, that makes sense. I hear your whole thing about these women that they go around whoring their whole life and then they want to settle down and nobody wants to be their well, no, guys will I don't know, I would pick them up and shit.
Right.
They're like
we got a
Well,
guy
there was
here.
no shortage back in the day, but there is kind of becoming a shortage now because guys are waking up and seeing that it's a fucking sham. They're going extreme MGTOW.
Yeah. Look at this guy next to you, Rocky. This guy here, Patrick. He's a guy that hasn't caught on yet. He's Canadian. He doesn't understand what we're talking about. Patrick's the kind of guy that will still give women the benefit of the doubt. Think we're kind of misogynist. Come on, Pat, admit it, dude. You're kind of like the quintessential dude who's gonna be there to pick up the pieces of a woman's broken life. Are we off here?
Yeah, pretty much.
How so?
I don't have the save a hoe fucking syndrome, dude. I don't. No, that's not how I think.
All right, maybe not. Maybe I'm off there. I don't want to sandbag you. Where'd you go, Rocky?
I'm just moving around the room and I don't want you guys looking at my fat belly and calling me a fat old man.
No, we want to see you. We want to see you.
You're a
Oh,
fat
you guys-
old man, Rocky.
You guys make fun of my big fat belly.
What do you eat? What's your diet consist of? I noticed that people who smoke cigarettes by nature have a poor diet. Dick, your thoughts on that?
I think he eats steak all day. That's how he's keeping his T levels up because he seems like he's got a fucking. Yeah, what are
He's a
you
meat
eating there,
eater.
Rocky?
Yeah, he typically eats bread. He's a standard American
Steak
diet
and
guy.
egg.
He'll eat hot dogs and hamburgers, steak and eggs. He's a standard American diet type of dude. Are we right there, Rocky? You just eat whatever's in front of you, kind of?
No.
He's a vegan.
I live in the mountains where I can go hunting deer, elk, moose.
Exactly.
We got bobcat, black bear, grizzly bear. I live
Right.
up
That's
north
why
in
he looks in relatively decent health for smoking his whole life and, otherwise
My
not
son-
having good
I
habits.
live off grid. I got to get 10 cords of firewood in each year.
Ah, there you go. Chopping
See,
it
I'm-
up yourself.
I
Huh?
don't know. I don't necessarily believe everything he says. I think he's embellishing a lot of his shit. I really do.
Who names their child Dick? I just don't get it.
It's funny what people say.
It is. Yeah, well, that's cool, man. So you're hunting off the land, you're getting your own wood, you're like sustainable, you got 40 acres. You're living the fucking dream, actually, dude. You got a beautiful wife up
I'm
there.
not buying all that, Dick. He doesn't seem like he has the energy level to hold that up. Like, to be out there hunting. I know he's older now, but like, let's listen to the life. He's painting a picture of his lifestyle, living off grid, 40 acres, hunting grizzly bear. I asked him what he eats, and he said bear. I don't really think he's out there hunting bear, skinning the fucking thing and eating it. I'm just not buying it. Like, I get where he's coming from. He probably has an ideal life that he wants to live, but I'm not buying his presentation here. Just saying.
No, I'm suspect of a lot of it.
Yeah. We're holding your feet to the fire there, Mr. Rocky. How do you feel about that?
I could take some pictures.
God, this guy's so weird. Rocky, you know this is a broadcast, right? You understand that?
Yeah, I was just getting my alternate ego ready.
That's a good one.
Oh my God. What the fuck is he doing?
The multi-personality disorder. This is the dealt with wounds and traumas of the wrongful conclusions of childhood experiences.
Right. You look like one of those racist presentations of Asian people that they had in the 60s. Like, you guys remember when
That's wild, man. That is wild.
It's a $50 mask.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. It looks pretty good. He is an
On the
Asian,
front.
isn't he?
Yeah, front facing, it's good.
It's not bad. It's not a bad mask.
It's pretty
He's-
wild.
He is COINTELPRO, isn't he?
I guess.
What's his name? What's the comedian's name? Jerry Lewis. He looks like when Jerry Lewis dressed up as the Japanese guy in some kind of bigoted racist interpretation of Asians.
Z, you haven't caught on yet. He's MI6, man.
It's quite a
I
soul.
put this mask on another show. They thought it was kind of funny.
It's not
Now,
bad.
you know Biden, he wears a mask, right? Well,
You think
CIA got this is a $50 mask. Imagine if I had a $5,000 CIA mask.
I got you. Perfect
Hmm.
form, fit, mold that goes completely over your head, down below your collar, so it's seamless.
This is my impression of a Canadian.
The fuck? Oh my God. The fuck is going on? I have the weirdest show on YouTube. Guys, you have to
You
understand.
do.
Just come online, right, Dick? I come on, and it just ends up. It always ends up somewhere really weird. Let's see it. Hold it up. We want to see what that is. Hold that up. God, that is so strange.
What'd be wild is if you actually pulled now your face off and was like, now here's a $5,000 mask. Imagine what we could do with a $100,000 mask.
Jesus, this fucking guy come from, dude? This guy's on the payroll of somebody.
Hey, I did some research on mask.
Yeah.
So I looked up in Google, and then I looked up, and there's a few places that sell masks. This is the best one I could find, and it's only at $50. But
Where'd you get it?
imagine-
My audience wants to know where to get a mask like that.
I can't remember. It's hard to find because just look for this one. Just look for this one. The one's on Amazon. It might be on Amazon. I can't remember, but it's got some pretty good hair in the back too. You know,
$50. You don't remember where you bought it though, huh?
I could look it up on the computer.
The funny thing is, the mask doesn't look that much different than his natural face. Like,
Yeah.
I know.
It looks like
That's
an aged version of himself.
ah,
that's
Like if you
true.
hadn't hunted your whole
That's
life and you
true.
just sat on the couch and ate potato chips, that's what you'd have looked like.
Yeah, I know a guy who looks just like that in town.
Yeah, you know he's a boomer when you hear the word computer.
I've had to deal with, going to the next level of electronics my whole life. Started out with a dial phone, and then I got me a one of those big block mobile phone, cell phone. It was a
Mhm.
big block back in the 90s when they first came out. And
I remember
business
him.
really helped my business. I could transfer my landline to my cell phone, and people would think I'm in the office when I'm really on a pickup and delivery job. So if a customer called in, hey, I want to make an appointment to meet at your shop. I want to pick out some colors for the stain my furniture. They think I'm in the shop, but I'm really on my phone doing a delivery.
Efficient. Working smarter, not harder.
They were really handy, and then they came out with the flip flops. When
They sure
9/11
did.
happened, cell phones didn't even work.
He's talking like I wasn't there. You weren't there. We are all are old enough here. We went through 9/11. I remember the little Nokia flip phones. I remember a time when there was no technology. There was no laptop computer. All you had was little DOS green screens in elementary
Cell
school.
phones. The cell phones didn't work on jets. That's how come we know that one jet conversation. He was on a cell phone talking to his mother on a cell phone. Cell phones didn't even work in 2001 on a jetliner.
You're like a deep fake just hitting different conspiracy points or something.
I'm a deep fake.
I mean,
I'm
come
an
on.
AI robot. I might be a bot.
We haven't all contemplated or thought these things through. The 9/11 idea that the cell phones don't work on an airplane. I mean, they do actually, depending on what elevation you are. I traveled for years. If you had it on at a lower elevation when it was on descent or ascent, you'd get a signal. But when you got way up there, it wouldn't work.
You were on an airplane in 2000. You flew on airplanes before 2001.
Oh yeah,
How old are you?
habitually, perpetually, in perpetuity.
Well,
3 weeks out of every month.
I remember when I was in Iraq, they didn't have cell service until they put these big balloons up in the air.
all right, Dick, I'm ending the show. I got to break this. I'm in some like MK Ultra mind programming right now.
The trip. It's weird.
I'm ending the show. All right, Rock, let me bring him back up.
Thanks for having me up, Zeke. Appreciate it. Always fun. I think it was a good show. It was interesting.
Right on, Dick. Much love, dude. We'll catch you. You still there, Rocky?
Yeah. You guys think I'm a spy?
Some people are conjecturing if maybe you're not like some kind of X 3-letter agency type of person. You do have a military background. You're in touch with a lot of like high level things. Part of me wonders how you ended up here today. I do like you. I resonate on many things that you say. I liked all that shit you said about the tribe of Dan, the reptilian type of serpentine genetics that may run through what we call humanity and how it's associated with these so-called elites. The weird thing is you're one of the craziest motherfuckers I've ever encountered, but you and I think a lot alike. I don't know what that says about me or says about you there, Mr. Rocky, but either way, you're interesting. It was nice to meet you. Do you have any final words for the audience before we close the show, good sir?
Oh, peace, peace.
Gotcha. You gonna come back and visit us again, Rocky?
Sure. I'll
All right,
come back.
Take care of yourself.
Okay, later.
God, what an interesting motherfucker. Totally weird. I also thought it was funny how the mask, like I just thought he put a little Fu Manchu facial hair on, but he actually had a whole mask on. Rocky, just a little hint: when you buy a mask, it should look significantly different than your actual face. The mask looked like it was you, just with different facial hair. It was fucking weird. It was the weirdest thing. He had like a mask of himself. Like a mask of his own face. It's the weirdest thing I ever saw. You're a weird guy, Rocky. And it was a weird show today. Yeah, people thought it was interesting. It's weird. I never know what you guys are going to like. It's so strange. That's why I just do the show. I go with my gut. You know, I kind of just go with what I feel like in the moment. A lot of you guys liked it. All right, show's over. Much love, everybody. If the fates are willing, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Same time, same place, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Much love, everybody. Take care of yourselves and each other.